Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show, Philadelphia's longest-running sports talk morning show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
We begin a Wendy's Thursday. Always go to say Wednesday when I say Wendy's. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, a day outside of First Friday. But we have Thursday first to get through, which of course includes Ricky Vitalico stopping on by. And you can try Wendy's new Frosty Cream Cold Brew in vanilla, caramel, or chocolate today. And taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's. What's Wendy's got up their sleeve? I don't think of Wendy's in cold brew. Like what?
You do now.
Wendy's like she's taken over. I think Wendy's gotten big for her britches. She's trying everything now.
Well, I mean,
Wendy's going to have next year, Wendy's filet mignon. I think they're going to have could be.
If anyone could do it, it would be that red-haired goddess.
She's a vixen. She knows how to entice people to come in. What was the mythical Greek mythology? The siren. The siren.
Yeah.
She's the siren. She pulls you in. What?
There's no death with Wendy's.
No, there isn't. It's just delicious.
Siren. It was a cool beginning, and then it was a kind of a downward spiral towards the end there.
Didn't the sailors talk to each other? Like, didn't guys in maritime ever talk to each other, or do you think it's a fake story, Connor?
What do you mean talk to each other? Like tell them not to listen to the sirens?
Like when they're in the bars and they're drinking and everything before their next thing going, look, if you see all these absolutely gorgeous women, don't believe it.
Well, I don't believe they lived to tell the tale. They would sail their ships toward the sirens and
towards
dash them upon the rocks and then drown. And
next thing you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so
it wasn't a good outcome for him.
No.
It's always a good outcome at Wendy's.
The sirens just moved into the strip clubs.
That's what happened?
It's the same premise. It
is the same premise.
Women that are really into you. Wait, check that. They're not really into you. They're just into you for, at the time, it was probably like, gold or something.
10.
Now it's
$5.
Alex Hamilton.
Yeah. Alex, you were on a first name basis?
Yeah. Me and
That's
Alex.
very good. You and Alex?
Yeah. After I watched the play, yeah.
Oh, yes.
We're tight.
The 6 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. I did learn something. I was telling Connor, I said the Bradford White Water Heater, as the water was hitting me this morning, I did learn that, well, I'll give you one look at it there. I said as my hair was starting to get taken off yesterday, it started to come off like more. So we just decided to really take it down. I have never sat here wearing a hat. It just feels awkward.
Welcome to the club.
It doesn't feel right.
No, if you welcome, I mean,
I appreciate you welcoming me to the club.
Yeah, now you're a part of the John Kincade Show. Congrats.
See, I always think of hats as slack inside. Now, I don't mean to tell you and Connor or Bob or anybody that's or Jamie. I do not wear hats. I've never worn a hat inside my life. Like, I just don't do it. And it feels really odd to be wearing a hat. But the shower this morning took like no time.
It feels odd, but it feels like good.
No, I hate hats.
You know what I mean?
I hate wearing hats, but I'm going to wear hats.
That naughty, sensual feeling.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all.
Oh, don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but it feels too good.
It's not naughty and sensual. It doesn't feel like
No, not for you?
No, it really isn't. Not naughty and sensual. I'm glad you guys get that. Connor, you get that too, the naughty sensual?
No, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
You might not be doing it right.
I just don't brush my hair, so I put my hat on.
Okay, you take it that way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that take it that way. That the hat has now become
it's a convenience.
Like when I see a guy, now I'm just saying, and again, we can get into a little skirmish if you wish. When I'm at a not a fast food place, so not like a counter service fast food type place, not at my local Wendy's. You wear your Wendy's, you rock your hat in. I don't give a damn. when I see guys walk into restaurants, and I mean a restaurant, you're being seated by a hostess, and they have a baseball hat on, I just look at it and go, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I mean,
what are you doing, dude?
I agree.
Like, seriously, you're not 11.
Depends.
What?
Because sometimes I look at that guy and I say that there's a guy who's getting his sexual nature.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I look at the guy and
Yeah, that's part of the lore of wearing a hat indoors. You know you're not supposed to.
So it's sort of
you know that some
naughty.
people are looking down on you a little bit, giving you the side eye.
Yeah.
But damn, it feels good.
I say like Bow Wow. Like I said is not, and he was still Lil at the time. You know,
back in the day,
coming in wearing his basketball jersey to New Year's Eve dinner and his baseball cap and being told, no, you can't wear that anymore.
Well, and maybe in the years since, now that he's Bow Wow, he has matured.
Oh, well, no, he has. I've seen, we would see, you'd run into people out, and he would be out. I have seen him many times since.
But, you know, so, I mean, there's something that gets the people going.
The hat.
When you're wearing a hat and a plate full of potato skins.
Okay, I'm going to see.
Just is placed in front of you as an app.
New York Prime did not have potato skins, but I love potato skins.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
I know a lot of people who don't like them. I can't believe it. And by the way, where are they on menus anymore? Where are potato skins? Where are potato skins on menus?
There's a potato skin shortage, I'm sure.
I think, I know that that is something that I would do in our next PJ's challenge.
A potato skin wing?
I would do if we were doing a appetizer or something. I would have PJ's come up with a potato skin. It has to be in the fall or the winter. It's not a summer thing.
Okay, I would have it in the summer.
Oh, I mean, I'd have it any. I love potato skins, but I would do I have an idea for a potato skin that I would use if we were doing an appetizer. Since Bob made it about appetizers last time, Pat. Yeah, I could lay a wing inside it maybe and do that.
And I think part of my ire with the fine folks at PJ's is I think they like the fact that Bob won.
Why is that?
Because they'll sit there and they'll go, all right, anytime. And we don't hear about it. Like, there's no follow-up.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
It's like Bob's open invitation of, stop by anytime. It's not a real invitation. I think they like the fact that right now Bob is the champion and there's no chance of me, you,
unseating him.
Jamie, Connor would be first time. Like, there's no chance of it unseating.
And that
this
makes
is
no
why
sense.
I think that Bob paid them off.
I would think the Cooney South Jersey mob maybe got involved.
Well, he probably
maybe Glenn and Rock stopped by and just sort of said to Jim, this is the way it's going to go.
I mean, remind me, where did the competition take place?
Cherry Hill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, isn't that shocking?
Yeah.
Wasn't out in Chester County, I know that.
So Bob starts playing 6 Degrees of Bob Cooney. He has an immediate connection, and all of a sudden he wins the wing challenge.
And there it was. Hey,
coincidence?
No.
Probably, if we're being honest.
Hey,
they were delicious.
It was delicious. I'm glad I had a little time this morning not having to wash my hair. Just rinse it off, because the Schuylkill had a shutdown. So I get in, and I see my map, and all of a sudden, every morning the map looks the same. Totally empty.
Wait,
nothing.
You look at your map before you drive to work?
It pops up on my thing as soon as I start the car.
Right. Okay.
So it knows that I'm going. It knows that I'm going to work. The CarPlay. It knows it's the time. It knows
I don't have that. So
it knows I'm coming here. So on the screen, it tells me. I never see anything on the map, but it's wide open. It says 25 minutes, and I see where I'm supposed to go because it knows how I drive. This morning, oh geez, I'm pulling out of the neighborhood before I even navigate to Deer. I then have to look and see that the Schuylkill has a closure. So I had to get off at 476 Conshohocken, go through the back roads, and do that this morning. I hope
those back roads are nice, though.
They are, but I don't want to do them. Yeah, but I want to do them at 4:30 in the morning.
No. It's 4:30 in the morning. I get your.
Yeah, it's not, and there were a ton of people on it. I guess a ton of people got the same alerts.
Right.
And I could tell that many people don't know the road. It's a great ride. If it's daytime and it's daylight, that's a better ride than going down the Schuylkill. When you're going down, Pat, you say Conshohocken Curve. I will avoid that whole Conshohocken Curve thing sometimes and then jump in again up near us down here because I can't take it. I can't take the stop and go. Annoying. The stop and go I just can't do. So I hope everybody's we did not look at the news this morning, and I hope there's no fatalities or anything like that. But to close down the Schuylkill had to be pretty
Yeah, I didn't notice anything on my way in. It was fine.
Well, it was
westbound.
it was under where you get onto 476.
Yeah.
So
further up.
it was like Conshohocken I had to get off. So
yeah.
Hopefully everybody's okay. And to our law enforcement, everything out there, be safe because people are pretty crazy on the roadways. It is National Minority Donor Awareness Month, by the way. Consider being a living organ donor. Get the facts at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. All right, well, I managed to get a few things in that made me smile this morning talking to you guys because last night I was so pissed off by that baseball team last night. And I'm beginning to lose ways to be able to describe it. And I think this series is the perfect microcosm of everything they've done all year long. They fart around for 8 innings on Monday night, pull it out in the 9th inning out of nowhere. Tuesday, one of the most dramatic, exciting victories of the season. And they show a ton of resilience, and they managed to get a big victory. And then last night, they look like the freaking bad news bears. And I blame the manager. Again, he has no feel. He has no feel. He has no understanding. If Craig Kimbrell is available, why is your closer not pitching the 9th inning? If he's available, and you know he can pitch, because you obviously used him in the 10th, why are you not using your closer in the 9th inning? Why are you reinventing the wheel? Why are you coming up with new things every night that show no logic, no pattern, no idea? And for God's sakes, quit Strom. Understand what he is. You navigated, you got some Strom outs. At that point, you say, thank heavens, move on. But you know what? They said after the game they were concerned because, well, the relievers have been worked a little bit much. So they're a little tired. Yeah, why are the relievers used? Because of the fact that you didn't know how to use your earlier in the week when you took out a pitcher with a no-hitter going. He has absolutely no feel for a game, Pat. He has none, absolutely no feel. I have no idea on a pattern of behavior. I've got to know. I've grown to, you and I sometimes look at things very, very differently, but I know how you work. I know how you go about things. So I've learned your patterns, and I've learned a thing and say, okay, he's going to take this path. I'm going to take this path, but he'll get there and it'll be there. So you learn things. I have no idea with Rob Thompson. I mean, to me, I have no idea. He has no GPS. There's no plan.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he does. His feel is terrible. I think the best thing you said, and I agree with it wholeheartedly, I think I said it last night on the old Twitter sphere, is that loss perfectly sums up this Philly season. Because you jump out to a 5-0 lead, you're feeling good, and then 5-0 becomes 5-2. Okay, no big deal.
Okay, nine outs to go. 5-2, 9 outs to go.
You blink and it's tied somehow. But hey, 9th inning comes around and they end up taking the lead, a 2-run lead.
In the 10th.
Not a 2-run lead in the 10th, yeah. And, okay, we should have this one in the bag. And then it just unravels. They can't get base runners home, and then the Marlins end up winning in the 12th. That perfectly sums up how this season has gone. And it reminds me of the first game of the season in Texas, where it was a similar fate of jumping out to a big lead and then proceeding to cough it up. I'm with you. Why did Strom pitch more than 1 inning?
You got the 1 inning of Strom. Just get out of it.
Yeah, Kimbrell not warming up and then eventually getting warmed up. I mean, the balk was weird.
By the way, and that is a purposeful balk. He didn't want.
Why?
Because I guess they believe that he's more comfortable with the guy on third base.
It's idiotic.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's absolutely idiotic. And the manager and Caleb Cotham,
if they agree to it, it sucks.
Refuse, because it ended up costing them the game ultimately. When you look at, there's a lot of things that cost him the game, but when you look at that particular inning, he would have been able to get out of it, I think, if he had a guy on second base as opposed to a guy on third. But he has absolutely no feel after a season last year where he seemed to have a great feel because everything he did worked. And this season,
but he did a lot of unorthodox stuff.
He did,
and it worked. But you can't. And I remember Bob and I arguing, and he would go, "He's a genius, baseball genius," and it's like, no, you're stumbling into dumb things you're doing are working. Dumb things you do or work. Just because something works doesn't mean it was smart. And Connor, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with him. I almost can't take it anymore. It's just, this is a perfect. Why is this team good? This team's good because of Alec Boehm, again, just continues to take his game to another level. Bryson Stott, Brandon Marr. Those three guys are the number 3. They're the top 3 reasons in the lineup. And thank God Bryce Harper came back and he has managed to be what he is. So
yeah. Those guys have been very good for you, and a lot of the guys you're paying a lot of money have been very bad for you. And bottom line, I'm not looking at the manager right now. I'm really not.
How can you not be?
Because what are you going to do?
No. But how can you not be saying, okay, there's one thing you talked about it yesterday. If they make the postseason and everything, I couldn't do another year of him.
Okay, we'll talk about that in October, November, December. What we need to talk about right now is how the hell you figure out shortstop. Because Trey Turner is broken mentally. And all of these criticisms we have them still this morning. But if he makes a simple play to his backhand.
Or if he just doesn't let the ball get to the outfield.
Yes. Well, even that, you still got to get another out. That is the end of the game. It's Josh Bell. He cannot run. You make a simple play to your backhand, making the amount of money he's making at shortstop, throw him out, the ball game's over, and we don't have these complaints this morning. We'll still talk about him, but you're not going to fire the manager. You're not going to change the mentality of this team. The bullpen is what it is, and you got to use some of these guys, and you're not going to change the way Rob Thompson manages it. What I want to change is the fact that your shortstop gives you absolutely nothing right now. It's not about his contract, okay? When we talk about, Tobias Harris, it's why is he not playing up to his contract? No, Trey Turner is not playing up to a Major League Baseball player's standards right now. And I don't know what you do because you can't just, sit him down for the rest of the year.
No, you can't.
But it doesn't look like you could play him right now either. He's costing this team hugely. And I know it's not just him.
That was a hit last night.
Yeah. Sure it was.
Seriously, Trey Turner has 25 errors because he's gotten a ton of calls where they've said, "Oh, that's a hit," which should never be called hits. It's disgraceful. It is, honestly. And I heard, and you always get the people on Twitter too, and you don't know what he's going through. He may be going through something. All right, if he's going through something, then tell people.
No,
if that's it.
I'm not being overly critical to him. It's not. There's not other things going on. It's not even just. It's not the person. It's the player.
It's not exactly.
Okay, he's got to perform at some point, or he cannot play for this team, and he's not performing. He's just not, and he hasn't.
You want to share an early call with us? You can get one in at 610-632-0975. We'll be venting. I'm sure most of the morning. Ricky Batalico will come in, and I guarantee he's got some colorful things to say about what went on last night. John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. It's heat, it's humidity, it's sweaty temperatures, and they're coming back. We're not going to get these beautiful
back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Connor's bopping his head. You're finding some joy in the morning, Connor. I am not at the moment.
1 of 162.
Oh, I'm so tired of hearing that crap. We're 110 games in. Enough of this. It's they'll work it out. This is the normal ebb and flow of a season. Bull
I didn't
crap.
say that.
But that's what it is. 1 of 162.
1 of 162. If one sprinkle on your birthday cake is the wrong color, you're not going to throw out the cake.
They are, how about this? The most 5-run leads blown in baseball this season.
I thought that was their first one.
No. Opening day, they blew a 5-run lead.
No, you're right.
It was the most 5-run leads blown in Major League Baseball this morning from ESPN on ESPN overnights. And this is the most 5-run leads blown by this date since they've been tracking.
Yeah, that's
this team isn't normal. Everybody's just like, just relax. This team will work it out. Dancing on my own. Like, this is awesome. This team can work it out. They got great vibes.
You're the only person that brings up Dancing on My Own. Nobody else brings it. That song
has nothing to do with it.
It is the idea of it all work out because last year worked out. It is a metaphor, Pat. Metaphorically, it is a metaphor for everybody's intoxicated because we saw this team do an amazing unicorn wild thing last year.
Yep.
And so people are out there going, chill, relax. It's one game.
I don't see a lot of relax anymore.
Wow.
No one's out here relaxing.
I see a lot of anger in the streets.
You see more anger.
Oh yeah, people are pissed, especially after last night's game.
I hope people are pissed. Yeah. And if you are, 610-632-0975, you are.
Less than a week after what happened with the Pirates, it was a similar situation. You end up. I don't want to sit there as a fan and just go, yeah, you know what, you deserve to lose.
But they did.
Last night I'm sitting there going, and they failed to score in the 12th or whatever it was. I just go, all right, let's just hurry this loss up.
Okay, let's try to do the non-Philly sports radio thing for a minute. And Alec Bohm, I think we're seeing, I don't know, star, but we're seeing a staple of this lineup, a legacy type organizational player evolve right before our eyes.
We're seeing 2 of them.
We are, but I want to give Bohm his due because I think Bohm's clutch gene is really emerging. How many times have you seen him slap a ball to right field over and over? Like it's whenever they need a big hit, whenever they need a clutch hit. He's freaking amazing.
Right now, he's probably the number 1 or number 2 guy I'd want up in the clutch on this team.
I know you're saying Stott's the other one?
No, Harper.
Well, Harper's just
Harper's otherworldly, but Bohm is turning into a guy that very clearly has the clutch gene that you trust. And that's the thing. Stott puts together better at bats consistently.
Yeah, Stott is a machine.
Right. And Alec Bohm is just a guy who, Stott is like Kobe, and Alec Bohm is like Big Shot Rob.
How much did last year, Pat, you think, the experience of last October help Bohm and Stott and Marsh? Because the three guys, if you don't count, because Harper, obviously joined them late, and Harper's Harper. And the power will come back. I hear people like, well, where's the power? The power will come back. The guy freaking came back 5 weeks early, 6 weeks early maybe, to help this team. I'm not going to, toss any rocks there. It's the young guys on this team, I think last October, that may be the biggest thing that came out of last October. They're all so calm in the clutch. And we saw it again with Marsh last night.
That was one of my big reasons of why I wanted them to get to the postseason, not just to break the streak, obviously, but to get some of these younger guys valuable experience. And I haven't thought of it, whether it's paying the dividends now and in the clutch moments, but yeah, it very well could be, because you had 3 young players who hadn't been that stage before end up being key pieces to getting you there, and now you're kind of bearing that fruit where a random, 1 of 162, as Connor will say, and in August, it's like, all right, yeah, let's just get to work. Let's get it done.
If this is and Connor, I didn't mean to jump you there, but it's the idea.
No, I get it.
If you're saying 1 of 162, if this was a one-off, then absolutely you can say that. This isn't a one-off. This team plays stupid baseball.
No, I'm not.
And fundamentally poor baseball.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
You know what I mean?
Okay? I'm not saying you're wrong. This is when you get upset at one of your kids, and then you have to take a second and be like, yeah, but I still love you. I'm very upset with what you did. I'm disappointed in you right now. That 1 of 162 is just, Okay, don't throw him completely out. You're fully within your rights to be upset. I'm pissed off about last night, too. I don't want to see Trey Turner play for the next week. Like, I'm very upset with this team. But at the same time, there's going to be other points this season where we're very happy we have the Philadelphia Phillies and the players on this team.
Is Turner in the lineup today, Pat?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
Oh,
you do?
I'll bet you 72 cents.
Oh, dude, I'll raise you. Make
change.
it 73 if you got some guts.
All right, we'll do 73.
All right, we'll do 73. Hey, Sam in New Jersey wants to vent a little bit. Sam, good morning. You're on The Fanatic.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Sam, you don't sound good, dude.
Hold on 1 second.
No. No, I'm talking about you don't sound good. You sound pissed off.
Yeah, I am. I mean, everyone keeps saying, wait till September, wait till October, fighting Phils. We'll turn it around, man. But Turner is really starting to frustrate me where you figure talent is going to, supersede, any type of spunk you're in. But did we find him at the wrong point where he's like in the decline of his career or what? That's what it looks like.
Well, I don't know that. I think that I don't know if a decline career. I thoroughly expect, and it may be dumb, that next year Trey Turner will be talking about, wow, what happened last year?
Yeah.
What did it, like, I have that feeling that it's going to happen, but something happened between the World Baseball Classic and him coming here. I don't know what it is.
I'm with you. I expect that too. Like, I expect him to be, over the course of his contract, I don't think we're going to look at this contract and say that was a mistake.
I do.
You do?
Yep. Yeah, I'm at that point because I don't think he's ever going to be the player again.
What?
To play to that contract.
Really?
Nope.
What changed?
No, he is going to be. I don't know. You'll have to ask Trey Turner because he has no answers. And the manager, of course, has no freaking answers. He doesn't answer anything. He just mumbles at us and doesn't give you any explanation. No, I do not believe Trey Turner will play even close to ever justifying that contract.
I mean, we just saw a guy last year who had no right even playing at this level in Nick Castellanos, who couldn't hit a breaking ball to save his life, who's not as consistent historically as Trey Turner, and then he comes back and he's an all-star this year.
Yeah, and what is he now?
He's falling apart for a little bit. He just hit a go-ahead two-run home run a day ago.
You're talking about he's still hitting like 125.
He's helping this team win. He's had a really good year.
No, he helped them in the first half, and he got all the praise in the world.
Yes.
All the praise, and he deserved it. And it was awesome. But he's reverted back to what he was all of last year for the most part until the end when he got a little hot. I mean, he hasn't played to his contract. He has not played.
He was an all-star this year.
He has not played to his contract.
He made big catches in the World Series and in the postseason and everything.
He is not playing to his last year he did not justify his contract.
If you ask right now, the majority of Philadelphia Phillies fans would say that they would make that Nick Castellanos contract again.
I do not believe, Pat, would you think the majority of fans would do that? I do not believe that.
Majority, maybe not.
I don't think majority
but
would.
It would probably be pretty split, 50-50.
Oh, I think there'd be people that would go, but he has not played to his contract. I do not believe in, look, Trey Turner got the richest contract. It was at the time, like the richest contract in baseball history.
Right.
He's never going to play to that again. I do not believe he's ever going to be in the conversation where you're talking about, when you get the richest contract in history, you're talking about, you're in the conversation with Ohtani. You're in the conversation with the greatest players in the game, and I do not believe he will ever be there. Now, do I think he's going to be trash? No. Do I think he's going to have terrible statistics like he does this year? Absolutely not. But do I think he's ever going to be in the discussion of being one of the greatest players in the game? Absolutely not. And I'd have no problem wagering you on that.
Last year, he was first team All MLB at shortstop. You don't think he ever reaches that again?
And by the way, Dodger fans didn't like his defense last year.
Okay,
and when they were talking about him in free agency, I said, Dodgers don't like him. And last year in the postseason, he cost them in the postseason with his defense.
Okay, I get that. Bottom line
is he should have 7 or 8 more errors.
Like
this year.
You think this guy's ceiling has just changed over the course of 8 months?
I think his ceiling can decline. I think a ceiling can decline. I think a ceiling you have at 25, 26, that you think the ceiling is, it changes when you're 30.
We're not talking 25, 26. We're talking the ceiling he had at 29 versus the ceiling he has at 30.
I don't think his ceiling at 29 was as good as his ceiling at 27. I think it's declining. I think he's a declining asset.
I totally disagree.
Okay. I don't know what you're seeing that you would ever say that.
I'm seeing 6 years of a guy
No. You're seeing. What are you seeing? You're hoping. What you're doing is hoping. You're hoping things revert to form. You're hoping things get better.
He didn't just forget to play baseball, forget how to play baseball. This is not a decline, John. He's gone from one of the most consistent players that we've seen in this generation of ball players to a guy who doesn't belong on the field. That's not a decline. That's something weird is going on, and maybe he just needs to get to next year.
He can't throw away this year, Pat.
You can't, but I do agree with Connor.
So you think he will be an elite, like one of the handful of elite players in the game?
I think he'll bounce back, yeah.
Wow. Honestly, I can't believe both of you. You think he's going to be amongst the elite players in the game? Like, people will be talking about him when they put up the graphic of the greatest players in the game. Trey Turner's going to be on it? I do not.
Yeah, he'll be in the conversation like top 30 guys in the game.
No.
John.
He got the highest contract ever. So don't tell me that is what
he got the highest contract ever because he was one of those guys up then. There were 20 some more guys that played last year that would have gotten a better contract than Trey Turner.
Do you think he'll be talked about going forward with Juan Soto?
Yeah.
I do not. Do you think he'll be talked about going forward with guys like, we should throw Ohtani out of it because he's
an alien.
He's a unicorn alien. I'm trying to think. Ronald Acuna. No.
Those are guys that are in their 24, 25, 26 right there.
That's
he's
what
kind of he's the generation above that.
He's declining.
Well, that's the thing. It's not apples to apples. You can't say, will he be talked about with the guys?
Well, that's why I said going forward. I'm not talking about what he was. I'm talking about going forward.
You, top 30.
You believe he's – well, no, top 30's not –
That would make him the best player on a team in baseball.
That doesn't necessarily just because you have 30 teams. It's not because there could be the top 15 guys can be so much more elite than when you go 16 to 30. There could be such a difference in who they are.
If you're one of the top 30 players on the planet, I consider that elite.
Well, I do not. I just don't see
this is a guy that's a year removed from being all first team all MLB. I mean,
he didn't just forget how to play the sport.
It's just exactly. He didn't just all of a sudden.
Can I ask you, do you think JT Realmuto is a declining asset?
Yeah, I actually do.
And it's exactly what I thought would happen with this contract. Now he's still a good player. And he still is a guy who absolutely last year doesn't happen without him.
Right, but that's an aging guy that plays a position that demolishes your knees, that needs the most time off, that takes the least time off. That's a different situation than Trey Turner.
Because the manager just makes that decision.
There's a reason to why JT Realmuto is a declining asset. Can you give me a reason why Trey Turner's playing this poorly?
No, I can't. That's why I can't just assume that it's fixable.
But
that it's ever going to be what you thought it was before.
Sometimes weird things just happen, though. We're not saying that we have a reason why he's going to bounce back. We're just saying you have 7 years worth of good baseball and 1 year of terrible baseball.
Can you give me an example of a guy that 7 great years of baseball that then all of a sudden at 30, prime of your career, has this?
I mean, I'm sure there's guys.
Well, no, but there is. But the thing is, though, is when you say it so...
Nick Castellanos is...
Yeah, but Nick Castellanos isn't... I don't think anybody ever put him in Trey Turner discussion.
Exactly, and he bounced back anyway.
No, I mean, and Nick Castellanos is back to being...
For like a month.
Okay.
People have bad months. He's still going to end up having a good year compared to last year.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. His first half, and we celebrated him for it. And he's ahead of... He's given you more this year than he gave you all last year. Every statistical category he's already reached.
Yeah, he gave you more by the All-Star break than you got
that's because that's how terrible last year was.
Exactly.
And I would believe next year if you said to me, Trey Turner, Pat, on August the, whatever, let's say August 3rd, whatever, it would be, his stats would be well ahead of, if we're talking next year.
Yeah, but the question is, does he revert back to 2022 Trey Turner?
And I don't believe he does. I believe he's still going to be I think he's going to be a good player going forward, but I don't think he'll ever live up to that. This is year 1 of what? How many years?
11.
Oh, my gosh.
No, you're fine.
It's going to be fine.
Well,
would you invest in the jersey today? It's not. I don't think it's panic.
I'll ask you this, John.
Yes.
Okay, let's take baseball out of it.
Okay.
And I know this is not a fair comparison. I'm just trying to tell you mentally where I'm coming from. If you had a student in your class and you gave them, let's say, 7 tests, and they got 95, 96, 94, 93, 95, 96, and a 70, are they a good student or a bad student?
Difference. It's not good comparison, I'm going to tell you, because of the fact that that's all in a short comparative time. That's why I said your 5 biggest grades is what your grade was.
Right.
So that is it. So that doesn't make so you're talking about a whole season.
So you would have your 5 biggest grades. You would have wiped this season for Trey Turner, and you would have called him a 95 student.
No, I wouldn't have because of the fact that it's this. No, because you're talking about a period of if you're doing a team.
I understand. That's why
you're doing like a short period of time.
Yes,
this is a long period of time.
That's why I said it's not apples to apples.
Well,
but
that's
this
why
is the mentality. The large sample size says he's good. The small sample size, strangely, says he stinks. I'm trusting the larger sample size.
Okay, and I'm trusting you to tell me. Give me another example of this. And again, if it's so common or so like, it'll be fine. There should be. We think of remember when this guy did it? Remember when this guy?
I gave you one and you poo-pooed it. It was Nick Castellanos.
Castellanos is not Turner. Nobody in baseball.
He was a pretty high-priced free agent that they got.
He was, and we both wanted him. we both wanted him ahead of short.
I'm not going to find somebody that's exactly the mold of Trey Turner.
No, but I'm talking about how about a top, what do you say? Last year he was a top 20 player in baseball?
Probably that, yeah.
A top 20 player in baseball that in the prime of their career, they have the blip year where they literally fall off the cliff. I don't believe there's a ton of examples because I don't think something's wrong here. I don't know what it is. But something's wrong, and it's not something that you can say, well, we've seen this before in baseball. He'll bounce back. I think it's different. I think there's something going on with him. And maybe, I don't know if it's, and I'll tell you this, I don't know what is going on. If we're supposed to have the best batting coach in baseball, we have the worst approach at the plate in Major League Baseball, period. And if you're not, Major League Baseball Network, Pat, the guy who's on with Wrecker, and it's not D-Row. I can't think of the guy from MLB Network. And he said the Phillies have the worst at bats night after night. They have the worst at bats. You look at them and you just go, what's going on here? And he says, and big name, highly paid guys with terrible at bats. But we're supposed to have the greatest batting coach in baseball. And wasn't he? I mean, how does this not get fixed? How does it not?
That's a fair question. I have no idea. Listen, I don't know what to tell you on that front. They don't have a great approach at the plate a lot of times, but here's the thing, right? We get caught up in the stars sometimes. We just talked about how Alec Boehm has been clutch and Bryson Stott has great at bats and Brandon Marsh has turned into a professional hitter.
Young guys, fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, Kevin Long gets credit for that too. It's not like those guys are not being coached by the same hitting coach. I think largely it's been an underachieving year for the offense, but there have been some good things. What
would you say are the good things if you toss out the ones that I threw?
Bryson Stott is one of 4 players.
No, if you go Stott, Marsh, Boehm. What are the good things? They're terrible at the plate. They have a terrible approach.
Right, but you can't toss those guys out. What?
I gave them all. I'm giving them all the praise in the world. But it's that when your highest paid guys who have been great, are not good, that has to fall. You're not doing something.
Okay, Nick Castellanos hit over 300 the first half. I mean, that's a guy that wasn't doing anything last year.
No, he wasn't doing anything last year.
I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Christian Pache being a guy that at one point was hitting 347. It was minimal sample size, but turning that guy into
small, yeah. I like the idea, though. I love the idea of Pache.
There were definitely productive changes from players this year that I have to imagine Kevin Long had something with. If you want to say he's underachieved as a hitting coach, I'm not going to argue on that. But I'm not going to pretend like he hasn't done good stuff this year.
Pat, I like the young. The thing is I like the young guys better than the old guys. Except for Harper. Harper's just is. I think Harper too is better in a pressure cooker situation than he is in a non-pressure cooker. I think in the first inning at bat, Harper's not as good as he is when you're asking him to get you a clutch hit with 2 men on, and now you're asking him to come through. I think Harper just has that ice water thing going on. But I like the younger players in this organization. I want to see more of them.
I'm not sure what's going on with the vets. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Kevin Long was brought in here to be this kind of guru we've heard about, and it's one of the reasons why Trey Turner signed here.
Yes.
It
was supposed to be because of this guy. That's supposedly
it's one of the many reasons. $300 million, I think, is the other reason.
Do you think we're too tough? Because I think he's got
I brought this up the other day, the myth of, oh my God, it's the city of Philadelphia, we're so tough. Yes, we are tough on you if our initial reaction to you is negative. When our initial reaction to you is positive, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt and then some. We did it with Castellanos last year. Well, we did it with Turner, and now it's like it's gotten to August, it's still going on. That's when the fan base starts to turn of like, all right, dude, we kind of was waiting for you to turn it around. You haven't. You're a hindrance in the field. You're a hindrance at the plate. What is it you do here?
Are you worried about this homestand?
No.
Coming up? I mean, that's a 10-game homestand.
No, I mean, I'm sure.
I think the crowd's going to turn on.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll hear it a little bit, but
I'm not wishing that on him.
But I don't think it's going to be so loud. I think the broadcast will probably have to point it out a few times. It won't be a situation where you can audibly really hear it.
Oh, so you don't believe it's going to be like a...
Yeah, it'll be a couple of huckleberries.
I've never heard...
What?
Yeah, couple of... You guys never heard that?
No.
A couple of idiots out there,
A huckleberry.
A couple of huckleberries out there.
Well, there will be. Are they idiots, though, if they boot Trey Turner?
I don't know. I mean,
it's...
Probably not. Who's to say?
Yeah, the difference with that is...
do you think I think this homestand could get ugly for him.
It's going to be on him.
He's got to... If he goes out there and gets in a 10-game homestand and hits 120 and...
Yeah, but all he has to be average for this fan base to...
Oh, no, I agree
because
with you.
we want to root for him.
Yes!
That's the thing. There's some guys who have been through this town that are like, oh, Philly's a tough place to play.
Sure.
You just stink. Like Trey Turner, we don't think he stinks overall. We think he stinks right now. And if he does anything good, we'll fall in love with the guy. So he's close, but...
Yeah, if he has a good homestand, it could turn this whole thing around.
Now, do I believe he's going to have a good homestand?
Wait a minute, I'm telling you this. You're playing the Royals and the Nationals, 7 games, and then you get the Twins. Twins are mediocre. If this isn't a good homestand, you're never going to have a good homestand.
Will be for the team. For him, though?
Yeah, but no, for him. You're playing 2 of the worst teams in baseball.
Buddy, I don't know if he has a good homestand against the Washington College Shoremen. And we weren't that good this year.
Hey, try Wendy's new Frosty Cream Cold Brew in vanilla, caramel, or chocolate today and taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's. The Eagles fan base got some good reviews, and that usually never happens. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. With the Birds...
Home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's a Wendy's Thursday, John Kincade Show. Wendy's has that new Frosty Cream Cold Brew. Vanilla caramel chocolate. Taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's. So I'm not a coffee person. I can't. Pat, you're really not a big coffee person, right? Because we talked about that the other day. You're not a big.
No, I have my La Colombes, and that's about it.
You're big coffee or not?
I think I've had 3 cups in my life, maybe 4.
I don't know.
I can't do hot.
You can't
I can do a cold brew. I cannot do if it's a hot cup of Joe, as the kids say.
Because I'm thinking of you when I hear that Wendy's cold brew. That it sort of sounds like, to me, it sounds like a dessert.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
It sounds like that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a dessert coffee, like something you'd have as a treat.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have it going to work. You'd have it like, oh man, I'm having a crappy day. I'm out. I'll pull into Wendy's, get one of these, and that'll be my drink in the car.
It's crazy because the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew.
That's really good on your part.
Yeah,
you're talented, Pat.
It's at Wendy's.
You're talented, Pat. We'll have Wendy's later.
Hit them up.
Notorious will be here later. She said, "Have you guys worked out your little issues?" I saw you yesterday. You were having a little meeting after work.
We are in contract discussions.
Okay.
So
seemed like the two of you were getting along.
Hopefully, by the end of the week, we'll come to an agreement.
Good. I like hearing that a little bit. By the way, Philly media did not disappoint yesterday with the Hassan Reddick story. Literally, he gives the perfect answer, and it was blown up all over the place. Oh, Hassan Reddick. I mean, I loved that answer from him, and I still love that answer from him, but it was trying to be, people are trying very hard to make this the controversy of camp. Maybe there's nothing going on. That could be.
Yeah. We've been there.
Is that it?
Congratulations. You win a $50 Wendy's gift card.
That's it. So we're going to make...
sorry. So we have one less gift card to give away at game time.
It sounds so dumb to me.
But you win a $50 gift card.
How you can take his comments and make it into, this is a problem. This is a problem.
Not only, listen, John, the Eagles have become the University of Alabama. Not only do they win, but they don't say anything interesting while they're winning.
Well, that is the truth.
And now we're in this market, we're starved for any type of juicy morsel when it comes to what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, because the coach won't tell us anything, the quarterback won't tell us anything, the team takes after their leader. So, yeah, these things, when they do happen, are going to be blown out of proportion like they usually were anyway, but it's just the nature of having a really good, really non-problematic football team.
Jimmy Shapiro from Bet Online sends me a note the other day. Here's one good thing about the Eagles fan base, though, and this is where the change has happened, and the Eagles have made it. The second, just by a nose, most optimistic fan base on social media in the entire country. And you know what? We're going on almost two and a half years of data on this.
Do you know who number 1 is? Do you have it
Chiefs.
there? Yeah, I was going to say. Okay.
Chiefs run away.
Makes sense.
And the Eagles are right behind. Who's third? Most optimistic, like positive tweets about their team. Optimistic, positive, like people think, Twitter, and Pat, we'll say it is, boy, it's such a positive place. That you go, this is who is the most positive? They have gone over nearly 750,000 tweets, by the way, for all of these teams.
I'm going to go the New York Jets.
This is a study since the beginning of
I thought this was going into this year.
No, this is the beginning of 2021 on, not the Jets.
No, definitely not. The 49ers?
49ers pretty good, yeah. 49ers are like 7th in there. Pat, you have an idea?
Initially, I went with the Bucks, but I will change it to the media darling seems like every year, the Chargers.
That's an interesting one. Chargers is exactly middle of the pack.
Okay.
Buccaneers have definitely slipped. I guess the last year sort of took away from that. The Cowboys.
Wow. Yeah.
No, but isn't it strange there, though? Because when Philly underachieves, when one of our teams underachieves and continually kicks, like I look at the Cowboys, and I know it kills Anthony when I say it, and he says it on the air. So, Anthony, I'm sorry. The Sixers are the Cowboys of the NBA.
Right, but the difference is we hate the Sixers, And
you mean when they
like this fan base, this city, when they underachieve, we want to burn the Wells Fargo Center to the ground. When the Cowboys underachieve, when the next season starts, it's just, it's okay. We're going to win it all. Don't worry. Like, the Cowboys fans are delusional. We're almost delusional to the opposite side of where we have an MVP in building, and we're like, okay, this team sucks.
They're Charlie Brown. That's a Charlie Brown fan base, Pat. They're ready to kick that football every time, and they trust Lucy because they're the third.
Yeah, I love it.
I do too.
Right.
It's absolutely adorable that every year it's the year. I also love that they will continue to talk. Like, they'll actually talk crap. They'll try to put down the Super Bowl.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, this is cute. You guys got one Super Bowl. Right. Saw a clip yesterday of Jalen Hurts was doing a Zoom interview or something. In the very background, you see a nameplate. It says Hurts. Looks like it's blue and silver. I didn't think the logo had a star on it. I thought it was more of a high school team, but Dallas Cowboys fans latched on it. Oh, Jalen Hurts is a Cowboys fan. Huh. Cool. Like, if this makes you guys feel better, that's fine. Because it's like Mets fans. You guys can enjoy the offseason.
Yes.
You can laugh it up now. But once the regular season happens, once January comes around, you're not doing anything. Your schedule just freed up. For the Mets, it's October.
Yes.
For the Cowboys, it's January. So, it's an adorable, cute little fan base that you kind of just, you pat them on the head. Tell them they're doing a good job.
Bengals were 5th. The 4th place team blew my mind. Blew my mind. Positive fan base. And we're talking 21, 22, and whatever's going on so far in 23. The Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what? No, really? You say that?
Absolutely. They've been a dumpster fire for so long that any bit of positivity can make them super positive.
They're super positive. Like, they are really in on it.
They got a lot of faith in that coach.
But I mean, wow, that is unbelievable. To me, that surprised me. That
I said, like, if Trey Turner even has a mediocre series, like, we want to root for Trey Turner.
And we will be all over it. If he does, it's going to be this whole, it's going to be great.
Detroit wants to love the Lions. Like, they're such a passionate fan base that has nothing to cling on to up there. They want the Lions to be good so bad, and I feel like they're trying to be positive to kind of talk themselves into it.
That's not bad. I mean, so I guess sometimes the positivity almost is manufactured.
Yeah, definitely.
A little convincing yourself.
But Eagles fans, man, it's clear.
Because I've done that.
You've convinced yourself?
You don't want to go into a season.
No, you don't.
And it's kind of like the Sixers' upcoming season for me, where I'm not looking forward to it because I feel like the window's closed. And I'm very down. But a lot of fans, and I understand it, they don't want to sit there and go, there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And if there is a light, I don't know when I'm going to see it. So why would I go into a season just going, yeah, there's no point. I might as well at least have hope. If I get let down, I get let down, but at least I'll have hope, and I'll convince myself, and it'll give me a reason to care, to root, to watch every night.
I know by opening night next year, something will happen that will at least move you to being far less indifferent with the Sixers. You won't be, but I think something will move you. Would a James Harden trade move you or not? Would it give you
Depends on what they got.
Okay. So you have to wait and see
that's part of my issue is I don't think that if they trade him, they're going to get much in return.
Value.
But Daryl Morey's also shown you that he's not going to make a rash move for the sake of making a rash move. He will hold on to his asset, try to get as close to equal value as possible. But if they give him up to a contender for picks and pick swaps, well, that contender's probably going to be pretty good. The pick swaps and the picks, they're going to be trash. They're going to be in the late 20s, and it's really hard to find talent there. Yes, everyone can point to the Pascal Siakams and Tyrese Maxey and all. They're few and far between, is my point. You have to hit on them, and I don't have faith in the scouting department to do that. I mean, the best case, and I said this at the time with Ben Simmons, maybe is just to trade him for expiring contracts and
just be able to clean the slate, right?
But then I look at, the Sixers struggle to attract top-level talent to the city of Philadelphia. So even if you have cap space, do I want to be sitting there overpaying for guys? Right. I'm in a bad spot.
Connor, Pat.
Yeah.
By the time opening night comes, he'll find something that at least.
I don't think he will.
Really?
Nope.
Do you think he's broken?
No.
Pat, are you broken?
Yeah.
Because I hear a little bit of broken in Tunis.
No,
yeah, I'm broken.
See,
and I hear a little bit of broken in Tunis.
When you say broken, I think you mean totaled. Pat's not totaled. Pat needs a lot of repairs. But if they go into the playoffs with a different-looking team because you move James Harden and we get to that point of the year and they look really good, I think that's when he'll come back around, but I don't think the regular season's going to do it.
I think Pat's a little bit of a fixer-upper.
I'm broken. I'm just kind of putzing down the boulevard of broken dreams, and those dreams are getting out of the second round.
Isn't that great? It's what a dream that is.
Quadruple bounces.
There's certain people it bothers
My MVP being healthy.
It bothers me around here. Connor never goes on the air almost negative on any of the teams. It bothers me. Yeah, you still have a silver lining. You couch things.
Well, I having a silver lining doesn't mean I'm not being negative on them.
No, I think you just have that youthful. I believe I haven't seen enough yet.
I like to see both sides of things.
Yes, I think you do. I think you do a great job of that. When I got to tell you, when Pat gets like that, or Chunas gets like that, it's the only two people on this whole station that bothers me. Because I say, okay,
I'll do it more often.
Thanks, Pat. If I'm listening to Pat like on a Saturday, and I'll hear Pat go on something, and I can hear like, oh God, Pat's like done with this. Then it says to me, okay, the guy who I thought really like him and Chunas. Whenever I hear any kind of like real disdain in Chunas' voice for a team, I'm like, okay, it bothers me because I think those two always try to. I think sort of like the last to turn off the lights.
Yeah.
They're the last to turn off the lights.
Yeah,
Is that fair, Pat? You guys, you want to see all the data before you make a thing. My Trey Turner thing may come back and be the stupidest thing I ever said. I don't believe it will be. A gentleman says to me here, he goes, why don't you put that in print? In fact, I will. I'll do some digital content on it. I'll gladly put that in print. But I think you and Chunas always try to, you guys try to find, okay, I want all the data before I call the body.
Yeah, don't disagree with what you're saying at all. I'll try to kind of stick in there until it becomes apparent of I got to hop in a lifeboat here.
They'd be saying
the ship's going down.
They'd be saying, Dr. Egan, what's the time of death? They're asking you to call it. You're like, I'm not ready to call it yet.
Guys, okay, he's blue, but he might be doing like a cosplay.
Blue Man Group?
Or the Blue Man Group or the Navi
Smurf.
or the Smurfs. Yeah, like he might be doing a bit. I don't know. Let's keep trying.
Hey, it's National Minority Donor Awareness Month. Consider being a living organ donor. Get the facts at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Our 7 o'clock hour is brought to you by the all-new Bet Parks app. So you can take care of business on the Bet Parks app. A noon game today. A noon game. That's always fun. I love that. Because now tonight I know I'll get a really good night's sleep. Because last night, that was too late.
Yeah.
Too late. And then, by the way, the Phillies games have all of a sudden gotten really slow.
Nah, that 1-0 game with the Alcantara game got done in like 2.5 hours. That was a very quick game. It was just
I think it's been a long week.
It has been a long week.
The Pittsburgh series was long.
Yes.
There were terrible long games in the Pittsburgh series.
Right.
The last two nights have been terrible.
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah.
It's just a...
They'll have a quick one today.
Oh, you think so, eh?
Yeah, nice Michael
we're
Lorenzen.
Talk about it. Michael Lorenzen will take care of business.
Shutout.
Hey, 7 a.m. hour brought to you by that all-new Bet Parks app. Get in on that. Pat, you said something in our notes about let's just say, if the Phillies were to miss the playoffs, you're ready to draw this line in the sand.
He's gone. Rob Thompson has got to go if they miss the playoffs.
He'd have to.
This has been an absolutely brutal season in terms of the inconsistency. I feel like a large part of it is Rob Thompson. Yeah, there's no reason, in my opinion, to keep him on a one-year deal. I don't know who they go get.
No,
I don't have a name right now, and I'm not saying you need to fire him today. But if they miss the playoffs with what they did in the offseason and what they did last season, and he was a big part of it, but with all the star power they have, with the expectations that they have, you can't convince me all of a sudden he's going to change next season. He's going to figure it out. Just to me, it seemed like for this season, we've seen why this guy was never given an opportunity. There's a lot of people out there in sports that they're good coaches, they're good coordinators, they're good third base coaches or pitching coach, but you go, oh, why haven't they ever gotten an opportunity? And maybe Rob Thompson, we're finding out why, because he just has zero feel for the game.
Mark DeRosa will be the manager of the Phillies or the Mets next season?
Steve Cohen came out and was very...
Yeah, but he's not. He didn't commit for next year.
But he
said he's not blaming it on Buck. He's blaming it on the players.
I took it more as he's bringing Buck back.
Wow. I do not think that's going to happen.
Well, you saw the Scherzer comments about what he was told about their contention, that 2024 is not a thing for them. That it's probably going to
be 5 or 6.
Exactly. So that kind of lends to they're not looking to hire someone else.
See, they'll just let Buck have the young team and have him teach the guys the right way.
Yeah, just be that interim guy.
I'll put it out there. I think he's the coach of the Mets or the coach of the Phillies next year. One of the two. DeRosa's going to be. He's already been the manager of Team USA in World Baseball Classic and stuff like that. He's going to be. He's going to be
somewhere.
He's going to be a manager. I think it will be the Phillies or the Mets.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
I don't think there'll be an opening because Pat's right. If the Phillies miss the playoffs this year, Rob Thompson's gone,
and we all think they're going to make the playoffs. Yes. I think he could be.
Yep, I still do.
I think he could be gone if they made the playoffs.
No. We did this like 2 days ago, and you said...
Here's why, though, is there's something about when the columnists all turn on you, too.
Yeah.
That management, I can tell you, management of teams, in my long history of doing this, when the local columnists and sports talk radio turns on a manager, and by the way, and it sounds like it's an unfair thing. No, it's not. It's deserved. That's usually a bad thing with upper management. They don't like it.
Yeah, you're right.
They hate it. They hate it, in fact, because they believe it hurts the whole product.
But Dave Dombrowski and John Middleton, self-preservation-wise, are not going to fire a guy who's made the playoffs 2 years in a row and went to the World Series last year, because then you're putting it entirely on you. You're saying, okay, go get your own manager if you want to fire the guy who's made the playoffs twice and won a National League pennant. And if this guy doesn't work out, you're gone.
I can't imagine. Well, first of all, I don't believe Dave Dombrowski's going to be long-term general manager of this club. I don't think Dave Dombrowski's going to, 6 years from now, we're talking about him being the GM.
Yeah, I
don't think he's got. I love it. I enjoy his plan too, but Pat,
I don't think he's going to be the GM of the Phillies tomorrow, because he's the president of baseball operations.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So let's not forget about old
these new names.
Sammy Fold.
Yeah, gotta have that. Hey, but I do believe it's the fan base. I think that when the fan base and sports talk radio and the local columnists all turn, it's clear Rob Thompson's got a problem right now. He's got a big time PR problem.
Yeah, I just don't want to see him manage this team if they miss the playoffs next year. And my fear would be that they do bring him back because, hey, it's only 1 year, and let's see if he can get it right. And if he doesn't get it right by June, we'll just do what we did with Joe Girardi, and we'll fire him and bring in another guy, an interim manager. I don't want to go down that road again. I really don't.
Your wake up this morning behind last year's pace, is that in any way acceptable?
No, it's not.
But it seems to be.
This is a better team. Well, because you've got a ways to go still.
I think it's because of last October.
Yeah, that definitely plays into it.
I think it's last October that just is okay, well, because it's absolutely unacceptable that this team's 58-50.
Yeah, and
that's a joke.
You talk about the perception of the columnists and the fan base and all this stuff. Remember, they couldn't sell that stadium out if they wanted to last year. And then they made the playoffs, and they couldn't keep people out. There are people climbing up the rafters.
Yes, they are.
And that'll happen again this year when they make it in. So it's such a huge boost to even just make it for how this fan base is going to react. And how they go out when they do go out, or if they win the World Series, whatever, we'll see. But how the season ends matters. It's just such a huge boost if they do make it. I think he's safe regardless if he makes it.
How about this? If you make it and you don't have a home series, because there's a chance you could make it and not play a home game.
Yeah.
I think he's gone. I'm going to put that in the gone column.
Okay.
I think if he makes the playoffs, he's back. I think if he misses the playoffs, he's back. I really believe that they will bring him back. As they laid out, they'll just go, look, he's got 1 year left. They won't say this to the media, but we'll be able to piece through the idea, the mentality of it. He's got 1 year left. If he doesn't get it, they scuttle early on in the season, we'll just let him go. But I don't think that they're in a situation.
So you don't think they will have any because of the packed house? Because like right now, do you think what they're doing? Do you think a packed house comes again next year?
If they miss the playoffs, it will still be very well attended. It probably won't be
what it is
go
now,
on StubHub in a Saturday games. It'll cost you $45 cheapest seat.
I still think it will because I just think John Middleton's going to be so aggressive with this core. And like I said,
tell we're going to go more try to
thing.
buy stuff.
Well, I mean, if Ohtani wants to come here,
yes,
a cool $400 million, like who says no?
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying no, but I'm spending John Middleton's money.
But you're spending the money that John Middleton's getting from all the Trey Turner jerseys that were purchased before the season started. All the Trey Turner jerseys that were purchased. So, and that was a whole lot of them. So you take that money and really, he basically pays for
free.
himself.
It's like free
when you factor in how many Ohtani jerseys and jerseys that you'll sell. He basically is free.
I'll tell you, there's
not paying to be here.
It makes
really hope John Middleton was listening to that.
I swear, Ohtani. Connor is convinced he's coming to the East Coast, and I am absolutely convinced he's going to be on the West Coast.
Well, he's not coming to the Mets. I owe you guys an apology because they literally just said they're not contending in 24.
I think he's going to Seattle. You don't have to apologize. You just.
I was wrong. I make him apologize.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize. You just say
wait.
You clarified it. You said,
on. John, I can't spike the football, but I don't have to apologize either. Are there?
You don't have to apologize for a wrong opinion.
We need repercussions for our actions on this program.
My eardrums were insulted by what he claimed on the air, and he doubled down on. Yeah, he needs to apologize to me and the listeners.
By the way, Jeff McClain tomorrow. Fran Dunphy stop on by too. Yeah. Taryn Hatcher will be in the house. Jen Scordo. It is going to be a fantastic time.
We're going to have like women's hour in the 9 a.m.
9 o'clock hour.
Taryn Hatcher, and then we have Jen Scordo.
It's going to be great. We'll have a good time. So come on by. And if you are coming to see us tomorrow, our friends from Corner Bakery are providing the breakfast. I guess the Pat, do you say like the breakfast just porn? Because it's always a nice little thing.
It's a very
the food porn.
Very good spread. Yeah, Corner Bakery was my go-to breakfast spot for a while when I was working I'd work the 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift. We had that for a little bit.
Well, Corner Bakery then would be a great spot right here in Ball Kinwood. Douglas Clark and the entire catering team will be here tomorrow.
There was a stretch of my illustrious Fanatic career where I would have to work
10 to 6.
Well, yeah, that was
not terrible.
That was weekdays, but I would have to work on Sundays. I'd have to work at 6 a.m. And I would head on over to Corner Bakery, and I would be like the first one there. They would just have opened, and it got to the point where they knew exactly what I wanted.
What'd you get?
Their pancakes are
you said
really
that.
Good.
I have never thought of Corner Bakery and pancakes.
They're insanely affordable.
Wow,
are pancakes a baked good?
No,
they're not baked. They're not. Yeah, they're not baked. But they do.
They're like a pastry almost.
How could you be a baked good when you're not baked?
Connor's good at.
Connor's baked.
Yeah,
I think is what it is.
Connor's high as a kite right now.
By the way, Anthony Perry sends an email, and I think he's absolutely nuts. He says, "Don't look now, but the Cubs and Padres are back in the wild card race. It's going to be a long 50 games the way the Phillies are playing. That's fine, and I get you on that. But I believe that when a team digs themselves out of that big hole, there's inevitably going to be that. Like I expect the Cubs to have a 3 out of 11 streak,
right? They're
something
not
like
just
that brings them back, and I think the Padres also will cool off a little bit, and then they'll have their little spot. But the Padres are too good to be this bad.
They are
too good to be this bad. It's terrible. Hey, wait, there's a lot of confidence being exuded by this guy in the Eagles organization without doing anything yet. That concerns me a little bit. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade
frosty cream cold brew and vanilla caramel or chocolate.
Caramel.
Taste how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's. Haley is in a little bit of trouble.
What for?
Yeah, I'd say she's in trouble. Other than the fact that there are poor little kids over in China.
Oh, let's air out our dirty laundry.
Yeah. Haley's in a little bit of an issue. She was talking about her knockoff Jordan Davis jersey. It's not even the right color.
What color
Did
is
you
it?
see the picture?
That's the risk you take when you buy one of those.
It's not the right color.
That's like
not midnight
it's
green.
like a combination of midnight green and Kelly green.
It almost looks like Haley posted a nice little shot on her Instagram account at Haley T. Simon. And Haley, if you'd like to defend yourself, I'd love to hear this.
Is it maybe a filter?
No, this is not the right color. It's not the Jordan Davis jersey is not the right color. It is like a
what color is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be the midnight green.
All right, so it's what dusk green?
No, it looks like
like dinner time green?
No, it looks like somebody took a little bit of green and added it to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tea time green?
It just is weird. It's a weird color.
Lunchtime green.
Haley, that is not. You said, oh, yeah, nobody can tell. They could tell. Anybody could tell that you put 4 little Chinese kids to work extra hours in the sweatshop to make your jersey, buying those knockoffs.
It sounds so bad when you say it like that, but
It's the truth.
It sounds so bad. It is the right color. I can bring it in and compare it with my other jerseys. I think it's the filter. I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Why you have a filter on it?
Why not? I'm a girl. I post on Instagram. We put filters
Connor,
on.
you put filters?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah. You post it on Instagram, you go through the editing and put the filters and stuff.
Pat, are you a filter person?
Hell no.
Hell no.
I'm an adult.
Do you
I
have
don't
an
think so
Instagram,
either.
Pat?
I do.
He does. I don't think it's a. Wait a minute. The filter thing is fine, I guess, but that's not.
It's
you think
deceiving.
the filter changes the color of the jersey?
Oh, absolutely. I have.
But then what's the use of using a filter? Why would you want to do that?
Why not?
Because if it changes the color, then that makes it so. So if you're wearing a nice dress out,
Right.
you're wearing a nice suit, Connor, and it changes the color of the suit and color of the dress, then why are you using it?
It makes the picture look better. I'll bring in my real Jalen Hurts one compared to the Jay Davis, and we will take a look at that.
Okay, we'll see it tomorrow.
Jay Davis.
Jay Davis. Using
Sounds
the
like a CPA.
He's a Jay Davis CPA.
The
we
Jay
use
Davis
Ron.
CPA group,
That's
yeah.
Ron's little known brother.
That's Ron's evil brother.
His evil brother who
Yeah.
set up a shop. He set up a shop over in Cinnaminson, and he's like the black sheep brother.
Yeah, Ron Davis is on the up and up. Jay Davis, you better stay away from the IRS.
Him. Don't trust Jay Davis. He doesn't know what he's doing.
What if Jay is a twin though and tries to take Ron's place, and then holds him hostage or something?
Well, that would be a
Could
solid episode of General Hospital there, John, but I don't know if that's going to happen in real life.
Oh, that wouldn't be an episode. That'd be a whole storyline.
Oh, okay.
Hey, odds, slots, bets, and games all coming together in the palm of your hand. Bet sports and play your favorite casino games for real money. You got to be 21 and in Jersey, Pennsylvania, or Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Pat, you put out the video of, and I saw it this morning and I loved it, of the New York City shop owners.
Awesome.
That their store was being, now that I guess people think it's the Wild Wild West, that they can just come in and steal everything in a store.
Not in this 7-Eleven.
Oh no! It was a bodega.
I thought it was a 7-Eleven.
Oh, I thought it was a bodega.
Whatever it is, yeah,
Whatever,
it's a corner
yeah.
store.
And the guy's just coming in and just taking everything off took an empty trash can, starts piling everything into it that he could: cigars, cigarettes, wrapping papers and everything like that. And then he's going on, he's taking other stuff, and he says to the guy, "You have insurance; it'll cover this." And they're like, "Get out of here! Stop it!" and everything. And then finally, these two guys turn on him, and the one guy comes with, I think it's
looks like a broom handle,
but no broom on the end of it. And he just starts wailing on this guy's legs. I hope he broke both his legs.
Me too. It was very fitting because the guy was trying to be Tommy Toughnuts, trying to back him off.
He said, "Look, don't get here," and he kept pretending like he was going for a gun.
Yeah, he kept trying to act
doing
like
the whole
he
thing.
was,
I'm going to go for a gun.
It was really tough, and it was. The video is a little. It's probably about 45 seconds, but it's just a very satisfying ending.
Oh, it's delicious. Wait till you see the guy's legs get beat.
It's hilarious too because you hear the guy like, "All right, I'm done. Like, stop. I give up." And
not until you do.
This guy is just like, "Dude, you came into my store trying to ruin my life. Nah,
No, you're not. And he's saying to him, while he's stealing all his stuff, he's saying, look, you have insurance.
No, that's not the guy that's stealing it. That's the guy that's filming it.
Oh, the guy was filming
it saying,
for the cops.
He's asking, he's like, do you have insurance? He's trying to like basically get the owner of the store to not put himself in a position that might get him killed.
Oh, okay, good.
He's like, look, man, just it's worth it just to like don't do anything. Just wait till the cops come. You probably have insurance. He's kind of trying to make the guy feel better. This guy wasn't trying to feel better. He's trying to get some vengeance.
It was awesome.
Now I'm going to defend the other guy, the guy getting his legs beat. For a second.
Defend him. Yes,
how are you going to defend him?
Well, let's see the hoops that he's about to jump through.
Didn't 7-Eleven have that like bring your own container one time for Slurpees? And someone brought like a kiddie pool.
Yeah,
or people,
it was pretty awesome.
Maybe he
Did
just
you hear about this?
No.
Yeah, it was a promotion that 7-Eleven did where it was like, whatever you bring, you can fill up the Slurpee for one price. So people, as Connor said, we're bringing kiddie pools, the Home Depot buckets.
Okay, what happened? What happened? Did they put an end to the promotion?
Yeah, I think it's
I think that was a one-time only.
Yeah,
but
it was a good idea in the time.
Maybe this guy thought he was going to a bring your own container thing. And he was in the wrong place.
To bring your own container for all the tobacco.
He was
cleaning out
stealing the tobacco.
He might have seen a promotion and just had the wrong address. Okay, I've gone to the wrong address sometimes.
All right, so to piggyback off of that, to defend this guy now, because that's what we're going to do on sports radio. We're going to do the other side of this. Maybe he was trying to save people and save their lives by taking all the tobacco. Because cigarettes are bad for you.
Kind of like a Robin Hood.
Because if you notice, he's dumping it into a trash can. So really, this guy's saving lives, and then he gets beat on.
Now I expect Connor would come with a take like that because that when you're wide-eyed and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, the world hasn't beaten you down. I mean,
cigarettes aren't good for you, Johnny, and he's dumping them in the trash. Yes. I applaud him.
Did you see now? And it was shocking to me. And our friends at Crossing Broad did do a piece on it. Kevin Kincade did one, but I hadn't seen it till I saw it on thing. Did you see the new Wawa concepts?
No.
You know how they've had to close the city Wawas?
Yeah.
How about a Wawa with nothing on the shelves?
So what do you do? Everything's made
There's
to order?
no shelves, by the way.
You just go and hang out. It's like a club.
You walk in, there's screens, and you literally order anything you want at Wawa off of the app, and then you come in. It gives you a number. You go to the window, and you say 721, and you have your app, and they get all the merchandise is behind walls and behind cages because of the fact that they had people rampaging through the Wawas every night, stealing all of their stuff.
Huh. It's an interesting concept. I don't hate it.
Oh, I don't hate it either.
I don't think it'll work.
You don't think it'll work?
No.
Even with a Wawa, though, Pat?
A little bit. Like, I think you're an absolute scumbag if you are. I think you're a scumbag if you steal from a store anyway, but especially like a Wawa. Like, I always envisioned a Wawa as a sanctuary for happiness. You know, you go there. And it's just a good place to be.
It is. It's
Everyone's
a community place. It's a community place.
Like the Hoagie Fest guys flying around. You know, there's the scene in the movie World War Z. It's a zombie movie where like the breakouts happening and there's just pandemonium in the streets.
Okay.
And I always envisioned that if that actually happened, if pandemonium's going in the streets and there's riots, you could easily go to a Wawa and it would be business as usual.
Everybody would be standing in line doing it good.
For Wally Goose. And
that's his name?
Yeah,
Wally Goose.
Yeah.
Is it accurate?
And yes, absolutely it is. And I think if you steal from that institution in our area, you should be put up on war crimes.
It clearly is vintage 2023 though, that it's like we now have to accept this as this is normal. That stores now have to have nothing on the shelves because people will just come in and just steal what they want and walk out. Because we actually don't prosecute people. We literally let people get arrested for that, and then they're out. It's going to change. Things are going to change, but it's just terrible that people have to deal with that.
Well,
shop owner.
Yeah, this shop owner things changed real quick.
I loved it, and I hope I see 20 more of those videos in the next week.
I hope that guy's flooded with business.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I mean, that guy, yeah, he
was badass with that.
Respect the hell out of that, yeah.
I would, if I was beating that guy on his legs, I would absolutely. They would say, "Hey, we've already called 911. That's okay. I'm going to make sure he's not running away." Yeah,
yeah, I got it for you. Yeah, I'd still be swinging at that guy.
I mean, still take the swings as he's telling him. Yeah.
I got one for you. You ready? If it was Trey Turner trying to beat his legs, he would have been fine.
Oh, my gosh. Trey Turner would have swung and missed.
That was my cheap shot.
Connor, that's not bad.
I can play both sides.
I mean, that's not bad.
I still think he's going to be fine.
I'm looking for the Price is Right. Bump, bump, ba-dum.
See, I should have liked it.
I can't find it on my board, but just for everybody out there, the attempt was made.
Vinny Gallo asked, do you think that they could put him on the injured list? You know, the phantom injury, and give him like 5 days, 10 days, whatever. I do not believe they're going to do that.
Yeah,
this is a 10-game Mickey Mouse homestand coming up after today's game. They should literally play the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme.
Oh, please, God, no.
Come inside. It's fun inside.
Hang on.
Stop,
so
dude,
they can't do Dancing on My Own, but they could do the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme
because
song?
this is going to be a Mickey Mouse homestand coming up.
Please don't. I've heard that enough.
You do, bump. And you
I don't need to hear the hot dog song.
Do you have
I'm okay.
The hot dog song.
Yeah.
Do you have your toolkit, Pat? Do you know which tool to use? I used to like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I used to think that was better quality than. He must really like it.
I can have it on.
Okay.
And I can be okay for a couple episodes, and then after a while, it's like, all right, this is torture. The one kid show that I will not put on for him is Dora.
See, that was not in our house. We had a ban on one show.
I'm going to take a wild guess that it was.
Think you'll live. She's 19.
Yeah.
So you got to put it in the right.
I'm going to go with
I'll tell you this.
Caillou?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody hated Caillou.
Of all the shows?
What?
You picked Caillou?
Because I know
it taught baby talk.
I know that,
and that's one of the things we hated.
Adults hated it because apparently, and you would know better than I would. I didn't actually watch the show.
Oh my gosh!
There was that, and then it was apparently he was just really disrespectful.
And he was a little.
He was a bad kid.
It wasn't a good cartoon. First of all, there wasn't, and it was. I guess Grandma, like narrates it or something, and it was like Caillou likes to go to the park. Caillou likes this, and Caillou talked baby talk for a kid who was supposed to be in school. And baby talk. And the one thing is that it was weird is that we had friends of ours that said, and do one thing, do not talk baby talk to your kid. And you'll be amazed. If you don't do baby talk to your kid, you'll be amazed how much your kid doesn't do baby talk and how they come along with their language skills. And I swear it worked.
I talk like a Shakespearean actor to my kid.
Yeah, but your kid can have a little conversation with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have conversations.
But he also has his mother's an educator, so I'm trusting
that helps.
She has a big part of it.
He got my attitude and his mother's brain.
That's a problem.
Oh, Pat, he's
he's not good.
He's not as salty as you. He's adorable.
But you've hung out with him for probably 4 hours combined.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. There are days where it's like, my God, this kid is the spawn of.
Do you believe that Riley will be opposite him? Because I do. I think they will have. I think they will be not very similar.
I think they'll be similar in some aspects. Jack is taken so well to being a big brother. Like he wants to help, and it's awesome. Honestly, it's like the best thing to see of when he wants to really help, and there's no jealousy whatsoever, which was obviously a big fear when we had him.
Sure.
The age of 4, it's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? And I think we've done a pretty good job of trying to have like special things with him and only Jack. But I think that he will take such an interest in Riley growing up that Riley will revert to things that Jack likes. And a lot of things that Jack likes are, dude stuff, because he's a man. So he likes.
He's a man. He's got chest hair.
He likes baseball.
He's got chest hair.
Dudes.
He likes chewing tobacco.
No, he likes his cars. And he brings his cars with him to I used to do that.
He likes going to the mountains.
He likes going to the mountains?
He likes hunting.
Really? I didn't know that.
And killing elk and making his own jerky because he's a man.
He makes jerky?
All right, like 90% of that was BS, but he does like sports. He likes playing baseball. We took him to the park today. We're throwing the ball around.
He's good
so I think that he'll kind of get Riley into that stuff.
Right.
I've tried to get Jack into that stuff, so I think they'll obviously be different in terms of personality, but in terms of their interest level, I think it's probably be pretty similar.
By the way, Ryan is killing Connor. Cousin Ryan, the fireman.
Of what?
He said filters.
Well, I'm
going
to defend Connor on this. If you're single, I understand it.
Ryan's single.
Yeah, but
Ryan's like, dude,
Ryan's how old?
He's a divorced guy in his 30s.
Yeah, he's a divorcee.
Okay, so he doesn't use the filters.
Connor needs to learn that the filters attract a woman that will only be in your life for probably 3 years.
Shorter time period?
2.5 years too long.
Because ultimately what happens is you're starting the relationship off on a lie.
That's the plan.
Yeah, because let's not understand. It's like there's, I can't say it. There's someone we know, not you, we know, our family, that she doctors her pictures.
Well, thank you for clarifying it's not me.
No, she doctors her legs. She doctors her waistline.
Okay.
She doctors everything. She doesn't look anything like herself. If anybody would, if she would go to a date.
Like a date, yeah. This is deceiving.
The guy would go, what the hell's going on
I just got catfished.
Yes, because I think that is catfishing.
It is, yeah,
for sure.
And Connor, that's probably why Connor's.
Now, have you ever witnessed that? Have you had that?
Oh yeah.
Guys do it too.
I would assume
I
so.
imagine.
I guess if a guy's using a filter, a guy will do that.
Well, it's a filter, but it's also
Right.
Connor. You can correct me if I'm wrong because you've buddies who are single and whatnot. I'm assuming. Sure, some guys will use photos from 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. No, everybody does it. They try to make
the
themselves look better.
10-year ago photo.
You want to put your best foot forward.
Yeah, the 10-year ago photo, though, is clearly different than taking a photo of you in the current day and making you look like somebody you aren't.
So
that's different. That's completely different.
I don't know why I keep jumping in because I don't do it. So I'll let Connor explain himself. Explain yourself,
Come on,
coward.
Connor.
Using the filter?
Yeah.
I don't know. When
Where do
you
you get
go to
the right?
Instagram, you hit the post, and you have some sliders that make it look a little bit cooler or better. And I
Okay,
just do
that's
that.
fine.
Cooler
So
or
it
better,
doesn't
I get.
change you.
No.
All right, well, then Ryan's wrong.
Well,
He's wrong.
It just
if you're
changes,
just
like, the
changing
colors
the
a little
lighting,
bit and
you're
the
just
lighting,
changing
yeah.
the lighting. Then that's
there is
there's
some.
nothing wrong with
Add
that.
a little vignette to it.
There are some filters that could make you look
Oh, okay.
a little more attractive.
Your
let's
skin
say.
look better or something.
And I think one of the mindset behind it is I'm going to do the filter.
Okay.
I'm going to rope the person in. We're going to start talking. By the time we actually meet in person,
They'll forget about that first picture.
you're into my personality. That's all that matters anyway.
It's just an opener. This mustache is a filter, actually.
It's like when I was
a filter. It keeps people out.
when I was on Farmers Only.
Yeah, you found that?
I joined because they give you a first month for free. So why would I not join? And I would start talking to these girls, and we'd hit it off, and then we'd get in person, and they'd get mad when I wasn't a farmer. It's like,
well, I would get mad at that too.
Why does that matter?
Because it's farmers only.
But I think in 2023 we shouldn't just break it down to you're only into me for
But wait
my
a minute,
job.
don't we have dating apps that are just for certain groups of people?
Just for radio people?
No,
Thank
I don't
God
know about
we
that.
don't.
Couldn't get lucky.
The radio people won't probably be called Grindr because this is like a 90% male-dominated industry, it seems like.
By the way, Chief Dan had potato skins last night at a place called the Clam Bar. Do you know the Clam Bar down in? They're sort of like in the Summers Point, Ocean City, where like sort of Summers Point meets Ocean. I don't know where this Clam Bar is. They had seafood potato skins.
Ooh, that sounds
interesting.
With shrimp and crab on the traditional potato skin. I'm in. I'm in. Completely in. But the thing is, and look, the Clam Bar.
Yeah.
The name would sort of scare me off.
Why?
Because I hate
like
clams. No, I hate clams.
Well, I think they serve more than just clams, it sounds like.
No, it does, but you put the clams in the name. It's like there was a restaurant in San Francisco back when it was a different city, and they had a place called the Stinking Rose. And every single menu item had something to do with garlic.
Okay.
And it scared me off forever. And I used to stay in business. I would stay in a hotel that was really close to it. I wouldn't go to it.
What are you, a vampire? You can't eat a little garlic?
No, but everything was there was garlic cloves on the side of the building.
Yeah.
It's like no. I ended up going one night because everybody wanted to go. I loved it. And I thought to myself, how many times did because I saw it and I was intimidated by the garlic.
Don't be intimidated. It's just an herb, a spice.
Joe in West Philly's with us. Joe, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, my man. Good morning. Yeah, I heard you talking about filters too. Like, I believe most people who use filters don't want you to ever meet them again. They don't ever want you. They ain't never want to see you again.
Wait a minute. Now, Joe, you don't sound like a guy who's using filters.
Nah. That's for the pretty girls and all the pretty people. They use the filters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the thing is though, but then they're not confident that they're pretty.
No. I mean, I think people I use filters, and I know it wasn't them. I said, I know she don't look that good, but I know it's a filter. There's no way filters work miracles. I mean,
they do, Joe. Yeah, but you're going to meet. The thing I don't understand with it is you're going to meet this person.
And they don't. I think most people don't really want you to meet them. They just want you to be in love with their pictures on Instagram.
Oh, really? So like they won't like. They're not like looking. They're not looking to hook up.
Joe's right. Yeah, there's a lot of.
So you think that is that?
Going to social media to feel validated by strangers.
Yeah, they just want you to look at their pictures and comment and tell you how beautiful their filter pictures are.
I was showing Pat, who showed up on my Instagram feed the other day, and
But the pretty girls all use it though.
Oh, you liked her. And Pat, I said
she was attractive.
She was quite attractive. It was good.
Tried to get her in for First Friday. But.
That's good. What about Trey Turner? He's not very. I mean, there's a problem right now.
I know you guys, the baseball guys. Like, all right, years after year, we watch the free agency pool, and everybody who makes $300 million north and plus are home run hitters. How did Trey Turner get to that plateau with being no type of home run hitter? I mean, the home run hitter slumps is maybe about 240 batting average, low 30s in home runs. But I mean, if a guy with a nice bat, he goes a home run. If he goes in a slump, he gets nothing.
Joe, you think he's coming? I told Connor today, I do not believe he is ever going to be the kind of player that justifies that contract. I think he's going to be a good player, a lot better than he is now, but I don't think he's ever going to justify the contract they signed him to.
I thought only home run hitters get that kind of money. I thought home run hitters get put in that kind of place to fund. To know that Trey Turner is not, you're not expecting 30 home runs from him anyway in his best day.
Yeah.
I just wonder what makes him, you know what I mean? I mean, because it seems like you never hear of a guy that get that kind of money that doesn't knock the ball out the ball.
And then falls off like this. Hey, Joe, are you coming to FanFest?
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to meet you, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thank you, brother.
Take care, buddy. We'll see Joe from West Philly there. FanFest is coming up with FanDuel Sportsbook on Saturday, August the 26th from 11 to 5. You'll see that none of us use filters when you see us in person.
Yeah, most of us.
So can I filter this? Can I filter this noggin now?
Yeah, you could do like the Wooly Willy and just draw some hair up there and everything. There'd be a filter for it.
You know what Notorious suggested yesterday, by the way? Notorious MBG, who we just love here behind the scenes. Pat and her are having a little bit of a problem. And she brings the Wendy's. She suggested wigs that I would, if somebody wanted to send in a wig, I would wear a wig. But I don't think anybody can wear a wig after you wear it, right?
Unless you got lice, you can, yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it can. Okay.
You got a clean scalp over there?
I do. I have a very clean scalp.
Then we're
you
fine.
Kidding me? Hey, 10th anniversary of FanFest is coming up on Saturday, August 26th from 11 to 5 at Xfinity Live. 2 national recording artists. Ray Swimmerd will be the opening act, and the headliner act will be announced next week on The Best Show Ever. And I will tell you that you are going to be very, very excited for that.
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. A lot of fun. You want to be a part of FanFest. You've been before. How about 5 callers? 215-263-0975. 215-263-0975. 5 callers can get yourself tickets to FanFest right now. John Kincade Show. So much coming up. I want to talk about the 97.5 The Fanatic. And look who's in the house early today with us is Ricky Batalico. Do you have another golf date or something? Because usually you're with us later.
No, I have.
You just wanted to hang out with us more?
No, pregame starts at 11:30.
It does, yes. You're working today, too.
I'm a double worker today.
And you're doing us?
I'm doing.
They're doing that. Then you're jumping on Best Show Ever?
Yeah,
Right.
but probably around 4. Well, yeah, I would assume around 4 o'clock.
As soon as that's done.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good to hear you guys back.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of nice to be back.
You know, what's funny is that it was like the perfect length of time because you all sound not shot out of a cannon, but you all sound very glad to be back.
But I always sound like that.
Well, you do. You are shot out of a cannon.
That guy who filled in Monday sucked.
Oh, he was.
By the way,
awful. Who the hell filled in? That guy.
I think his name was Tom Allen.
By the way, you heard it. Didn't he do a good job? Connor and Tom?
I thought Connor did a nice job. I can't say.
Then he did a very nice job.
What about Tom?
Tom did a very nice job, too.
Because you said, I thought Connor did, but it was a team effort. Is there bad blood here between Ricky and Tom?
I thought Connor did a great job.
Whoa.
There is bad blood.
Well, the sandwich situation is what Tom behind
the mangler and the mangler, as I call him, because he has to take the microphone and turn it and flip it and change it.
Who does that?
The mangler. That's Tom. He's the.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
he's the one that keeps screwing up Tyrone's mic.
He's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the mangler. He's the mic mangler.
Tyrone came in and it sounded awful again yesterday.
It's the mic.
By the way, that yesterday word, for some reason, I listen to Haley and I say it wrong now.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
You're saying yesterday?
Yesterday.
We were just giving
Don't do it to me. Now I'm going to get messed
We were
up.
giving Haley a little. Now, you're enjoying Connor Thomas, and for our YouTube crew can see it. You're enjoying the new Frosty Cream Cold Brew.
What kind?
Vanilla, caramel, or chocolate? Which one is it?
I can't tell. They weren't labeled. Like say.
Because he can't smell. No, he can't smell, so he can't taste the same way normal people taste.
It tastes like it's a caramel one.
Okay, caramel. Good.
Caramel.
Good. It's
Look
great.
on the bottom. You'll see it.
It
no,
won't?
What?
No, you won't.
No, it doesn't, because it's perfectly blended, Ricky.
It is very nice.
But I'll tell you what. It tastes like kind of frosty and kind of coffee. It's delightful.
So you like it?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
The perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew.
Well,
at participating Wendy's today. Why is Ricky Batalico with us, though?
I am heel. Guess why?
You are heel?
Heel.
It's
early in the morning. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Paul B. Moyer and Sons. Go where the pros go for outdoor power equipment, mowers, and zero turns. Hedgers and trimmers. Shop Paul B. Moyer and Sons in Doylestown or Jamison, PA. Or online at paulbmoyer.com.
I love seeing the Paul B. Moyer and Sons crew.
They're a good group.
They were out the other day.
They weren't happy with me.
Because you didn't golf with them?
That was not my
They wanted you to golf with them.
I heard I was golfing with them, and then there was a change.
You did. You ended up golfing with Citadel.
With the Citadel.
Oh, yeah. Citadel credit you.
Yep.
Well, it was the trade deadline. You got moved.
I got traded.
Happens.
And by the way, I performed unlike Turner.
I can tell you the Paul B. Moore and Sons crew was, I think they did enjoy some of the beverages, some of the adult beverages.
Yeah, they're not afraid. They're good guys, man.
They're really good guys. Do business with good people like that. We appreciate it so much. So you have not seen.
I did see it. I saw your video, dumbass.
Oh, you did see the dumbass?
Yes.
You saw the dumbass video. So
I didn't know. I called you a dumbass this morning because I saw your video. I hate your stuff.
I hate hats.
Why?
I just hate it.
I don't like that you have the sticker still on it.
Yeah.
I don't play that game.
I don't wear. No, it's because it's. You know why? Because it's not worn. I didn't. I'll take the sticker off. It's not worn.
You do whatever you got to do.
I don't wear it. I said,
you can't get to it.
I can't get the sticker. I honestly, I hate hats.
By the way, go with the hair.
What?
You still have hair. Go with it.
What do you mean? Just like let it be like this?
You look good.
Yeah, but it it looks terrible.
And then when you're outside, put a hat. Okay,
I had a gentleman saying today. He goes, "I love the." I'll read it. I'll read it right here to you because I almost like. I'm sure he's a very kind man.
I've done that on purpose.
He goes, I love the show. Love listening to you guys interact every morning. Can't wait for football season. It hurts me to see you look sickly on YouTube.
I don't think you look sickly.
No.
The whole thing is very complimentary.
It's a little different for us. We see you every day, but I don't think you do.
I don't think it looks sickly.
No,
you
could have done that just out of the blue if
why would I have done that with my great hair? Seriously. When you have that, it's like why would Batman get rid of it? Why would Batman?
I don't know where to go with
see what you did?
Why would Batman get rid of his utility belt and try to fight crime? I mean,
you have a batarang in your hair? What's going on?
Very good with the batarang. I like that. I like that.
Love Batman.
Last night was I am so done. There's one thing I have to know, and maybe it's my hang-up. It's I need the manager. I need to know that there's logic in decision-making. I have no idea what this guy's plan is going forward. Last night, there's so many things that piss me off, but one of them is you're in the ninth inning. You got a chance to win the third game of a series. Your closer, you already know he's available. You would like not to use him.
You tried to make him unavailable.
I have no idea what he's doing. I don't have any idea what this guy's doing.
That was a horrible, horrible move, especially to come out later and say, well, I wasn't going to use him, and then I had to. Why did you have to?
Because he shot himself in the foot.
You still had Dylan Covey. You still had these guys out in the bullpen. Why did you have to? Why? Because you just sent out Andrew Vasquez is why you had to. So if you knew your closer was going to have a little bit of an issue, why didn't you wait one more day to activate Lorenzen?
You could have waited till today.
Right. Why didn't you wait another day?
There didn't need to be.
There are so many people to blame right here. I mean, why didn't you wait another day?
And Lorenzen could have been doing whatever he wanted to do on the side, and then you activate him this morning.
Right.
There was no urgency to do it yesterday.
By the way, anybody could sit in the dugout anymore. You could have 190 people in there. Nobody will say a word to you anymore. So you don't even have to be active to be in the dugout. Why did you activate him before you needed to?
Okay, now is that from what I've known before? So this is a chance for you to clarify, because it was in my notes to bring up with you that I don't like. I think it's absolutely pathetic that they did that. I've always seen that, though, usually done as by the front office makes the move, not the manager.
It is the front office.
So, I mean, they screwed this up.
Okay, so he was short one guy. How many? What do they have? 9 guys in their bullpen?
Yeah. They had 13 pitchers going into last night.
So they had 8 guys in their bullpen. 8 guys in your bullpen, and you can't get by? By the way, I pitched with 5 or 6 for 11 years. Figure that out.
Yep.
You know why? Because everybody's a one-inning guy. We don't want to hurt them. We only pay them $10 million a year just so they can get 40 appearances in, see how that goes. This is a joke. This whole, I'm telling you right now, it's a joke to me. I'd laugh. I sit there and laugh when they say they pitched 2 days in a row. We got to get them a couple days off. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
I'm lost.
It would have driven me up a wall to have somebody tell me you're not pitching for 2 days. What? Why?
Okay, here's the discussion we had earlier in case you missed it, because I want to hear it and I don't want to bias it.
Yeah.
Do you believe going forward after this year that Trey Turner will ever be a player that lives up to that kind of contract?
No. That's a huge contract. I don't know if anybody could live up to that. I really don't.
I argued that. I argued that earlier with Pat and Connor, and I was shocked that they both completely disagreed with me.
Well, I guess it depends on what you expect from $30 million a year. Is that fair to say? What do you expect?
No, that is fair, because that's what he's being paid.
If you're looking at 30 home runs and 100 RBIs and a 300 batting average, that's not happening.
No, I'm looking at solid defense at shortstop, 20 to 25 home runs and 300-plus average.
I would think 20 home runs would be fair for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the average has to be 300 or above.
Totally agree.
When you're making that kind of money?
And he better steal 40 bases.
And
yeah, that's where he makes up the RBIs.
Yeah.
By the way, have his legs? Is there something wrong with his legs?
Why didn't he steal last night?
Why are you not running the bases? Why are you not? They made it easier than ever to steal bases, and now he literally parks and doesn't wait.
You're 0 for 5. Do something.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
I agree with you guys. I just think that it's much more likely that he turns back into the player that he was for the first 6 years of his career than this is just the guy he is forever.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not buying into this. Well, I changed cities. I changed.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
not
tired.
doing it.
I'm so tired of freaking.
I'm not doing it anymore because I didn't buy into it with Castellanos, and I understand Casti had a baby, had a lot of stuff going on. That's completely different than changing cities.
And more importantly, you have your family with you. You have everything with you.
Right.
I said, I every time I heard that, I'm going, I lived 17 months apart from my family.
You're still
in a 1-bedroom apartment, seeing them every 2 weeks.
By the way, you're still playing baseball at a park every night.
You have all them.
What is the difference?
Seriously, it is so soft.
Well, Trey Turner never came out with that.
No, he's never pulled that crap.
Let me say that much.
He has not.
But don't let fans pull that either, because it's so far from the truth. Just think about this for a minute. How many different players get moved? during the year.
Right.
It doesn't affect a lot of them.
They play one night and they play another night in the next city, and their family has to stay behind where they were traded from until the offseason.
Right.
And it's like there's just no, and this is such ridiculous excuse making.
It is bad excuse making, especially when you know you're going somewhere in the off season, because then you get to that city and you're already prepared.
You are?
Yeah, I'm not making excuses for the guy. Like I'm
no,
really
you're not. And he has not, by the way. And Ricky, I think that's awesome that you clarified that because he has not. Trey Turner has not done that, but he also is telling us nothing.
Well, he might not know.
The loss is on me last night. Hell, you kidding me?
I don't know. You don't remember where he was slumping, and then the analytics department said it's something to do with your hip. It's a small move in your hip. Well, now all of a sudden, watch his hip. Well, he's trying to jolt his hip back or something. It's not working. That wasn't the reason.
Why did our genius hitting coach, who by the way is supposed to be reinventing the wheel, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Why in the world would you be changing anything about Trey Turner? That is where you just, as a coach, I would tell you right now, Leo Mazzoni, one of the most successful pitching coaches ever, he would be like, what do you, wait, I'm going to tell Maddox to change what is the, no, I'm going to say, what do you need from me?
Right.
What do you need from me to be, how do you like to work? How do you like to, don't reinvent the freaking wheel when you bring in Trey Turner.
It's fine tuning somebody. That's all it is. When you think about it, Trey Turner's one of those guys that just should only need a oil change here and there. That's it.
But correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't try and change anything major until a couple months into the season when this guy looked like he had no idea how to hit.
I thought they said from the very beginning of the year he had changed things. They had worked on some things in spring training.
I remember it as him struggling and trying to get him back to something he did when he was in LA.
He was the best player on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Then he got to Clearwater.
Yeah.
Then he got to Clearwater and he got to here.
He played well in Clearwater.
And just it fell apart.
He wasn't bad in spring training.
No, wasn't. No,
that wasn't it.
We thought he was going to be
somewhere
good.
In between.
I don't know what it is.
And it's. I'll tell you right now, he looks just absolutely lost. If he was a young player, he'd be sent out.
Him trying to field that baseball last night.
Yep.
You let it hit you in the chest. Your little league, my little league manager would have said,
"I understand."
Let it hit you in the chest. Don't let it out of the infield.
I get it. But did you see the ball hit the Stott earlier in the game? Stott was like, the hell with this. He got out of the way.
Why do they all, why now? And I can tell you.
Everything's played
fielding
to the side.
It on the side. You're you put your body in front of the ball. It's all this extend your glove and don't put your body in front of it.
I don't know why they do it. I could tell you that. When I played, it was get your butt in front of it.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
You use your legs.
Right. Isn't that Connor?
They don't want to get hurt.
Chested up.
That's amazing.
No, they're Roger Dorn, everybody.
Literally, did you see the ball hit the stop last night?
Yes, I did see it.
Up the middle, and it was right to him, and he was right behind it, and he was like, Olay, I'm done. I don't want any part of that ball.
This team's defense is terrible.
Agreed.
It's terrible. Their base running's terrible.
Well, left field's not very good. We know that. I think center, and I think Castellanos has been all right.
He's been okay. Yeah. Defensively, he's improved his game immensely.
Let me ask you, has he done anything wrong out there?
No. Well, I mean, no. Well, yes.
He misplayed a ball the other day.
No, there were two balls that could have been caught that he didn't catch either one of them.
Yeah, but that's not defensive mishaps. There are going to be things that guys just simply can't get to that you're average. Like Nick Castellanos.
I mean, he got to him. The balls dropped right next to him.
No, I get you.
So he got to the ball.
So think about that Kyle Schwarber play in Pittsburgh where he laid out for it and tipped off the. That's not on Schwarber. That's on Thompson for not inserting someone who's faster. There are going to be balls he doesn't get
fair.
to.
Pat, I asked you yesterday, are you okay with Rojas and Marsh? And you gave me the
gonna have to be.
But isn't that what we got to do, Ricky?
Don't have a choice. Pache comes back, probably takes Rojas to stop.
And by the way, Pache, it's probably a September thing if he comes back.
I would think so.
Yes, September.
I mean, it's
you pick
be
Pache
healthy.
over Rojas,
right?
He can't be healthy.
What did you say?
Now.
You pick Pache over Rojas.
No, I take Pache over Rojas.
Experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the growing pains of a young player during a playoff hunt.
Well, he may be a call up too. I mean, in a sense, where you're going to have a bunch of. Well, no, you only get two extra.
You only get two extra players.
There's
now
no more
September.
September,
which I think, by the way, is one of the worst things in baseball.
You don't need 100 guys.
Okay, but then more than two. You went from what? 15 extra to 2?
You could add up to
15?
Well, 14.
14.
26
to 2.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. So, hey, help keep the region's air clean. Skip driving and instead bike, walk, or take transit when you can this summer. Go to airqualitypartnership.org. That's airqualitypartnership.org. Did you hear the comments from Brian Johnson, the Eagles' new offensive coordinator, who, by the way, I think he just exudes confidence.
Okay.
Which I really like. I like the fact that he comments his relationship with Jalen Hurts long and ongoing. He has no concerns on play calling duties. I'm extremely comfortable calling plays, he says.
Mm-hmm. He should be.
He's never done that.
He should be,
But he's done it in college. He's never done it at the NFL level.
See what we have on?
Okay.
You learn. You learn with these things on during the game. Those coaches are not listening to nothing out there on the field. They are listening. If you are an offensive coach, you're listening to the play calls. You're jotting those play calls down. What do you think Jalen Hurts when he was a backup? What was he doing? Jotting down what plays were being called.
And by the way, they've showed many times where Johnson and him as his quarterback coach were having conversations during between things. But the thing is,
wait a minute, you're having a problem with this.
Well, I'm having a problem with the statement. I'm extremely comfortable calling plays.
Why?
Because he hasn't done it.
Maybe he
hasn't done it. Somebody else called the plays.
How do you know he's not doing it in practice right now? And that's what he was talking about.
Okay, well, practice.
But that's probably what he's talking about.
I can tell you, practice for the Eagles is scripted. They script it. It's different.
Oh.
Calling plays is, here's the clock running, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Get the play in. Let's get the call in. The pressure of calling plays in an NFL game, you can't recreate that in practice.
I don't know.
The pressure of it is, whoa, wait a minute. You just got sacked. Now you're in a 2nd and 15. What's the play call? And there's a clock running. And you're looking at it. It's not, if you've never done it before, you can't say, I'm extremely comfortable doing it.
I get it, but this is their job.
No, I like his confidence saying it. But, but how do you say it?
I'm screwed.
I'm nervous.
I'm extremely comfortable changing my garage door out. I'm extremely comfortable doing it. I watched a YouTube video.
I would love to watch you do it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, please,
John, have you ever done that? No. But I'm extremely confident I can do it.
But if you had sat outside for the last summer and watched a guy do it 150 times in front of you, you'd feel a little bit better.
Okay, here's the problem. Again, what people underestimate is the play clock. It changes everything. When we're playing some of our stupid games that Pat creates for us, which are just awesome, by the way, and tick down.
Now they're stupid.
And that clock ticks.
Jeez.
Every time we complain, Bob says it, I say it, Pat, it's like when you hear the timer.
And what you're underestimating.
There's an anxiousness to it.
You're underestimating the safety blanket he has.
What's that?
Jalen Hurts is the ultimate equalizer for an offensive coordinator. When Nick Sirianni just came out and said this week, when he walks into quarterback meetings, it's like he's walking into a coach's meeting because of how well Jalen Hurts knows this offense. Oh. This guy who Brian Johnson grew up coaching is now his quarterback. That would make me feel pretty confident too, knowing even if I make a call that I'm not totally sure of, I got a guy out there that can check out of it, can make it work, has run everything, went to the Super Bowl last year, is an MVP caliber guy. That's another thing that makes play like it's not a guy he's not used to.
I think that's a great point.
Kind of like having
a great point you made.
Yeah. And OCs often when they get their first position, like you're moving from one team to another opening with a quarterback you haven't worked with or haven't worked with in a while. He's worked with Jalen Hurts since Jalen Hurts was born, basically. So I'd feel pretty comfortable too.
Okay, that's a good one. The only thing is though is that there is nothing more pressure packed than I would believe calling plays in an NFL.
You're saying you believe.
In an NFL game.
But these guys have trained themselves.
But we don't know
this is not okay, I'm just going to jump in here and I'm not going to have any issues with it.
This isn't managing a Major League Baseball game, which I believe, by the way.
I get the tick-tock,
but I could do it. That timer changes everything because you don't know what the next play you call.
Well, you definitely have 3 or 4 plays ready to go.
I understand, but 100%. The next play is
and by the way, you ever see the charts they have?
Oh, it's amazing.
It says downs, distance.
No, it does. But you also then, and you know the ones you're but you still got to select one. You go, okay, we've got 3 options here at 2nd and 16. I have 3 options on my chart. Which one am I going with? Tick, tick, tick. We don't know. Some guys are bad at it.
Well, that
year,
to me is classroom studying. So he's got to be able to study everything before he gets on the field.
Last year, Russell Wilson and the Broncos, and you heard it from Nathaniel Hackett, and they were 29th in the league in delay of game penalties on both sides of the ball. 29th on offense, 29th on defense. They kept not getting plays in because they didn't. And Nathaniel Hackett was supposed to be Andy Reid 2.0.
You
He's
sure
a
it had
genius.
nothing to do with Russell Wilson being new?
Well, I'm sure that Russell Wilson and him, there could be some of that.
Right.
But Hackett and his coaching staff, they couldn't get it fixed.
Well, he was Andy Reid 2.0. Time management, baby. not exactly his forte. Good at a lot of stuff, but that was the knock.
That isn't good.
No, dude, I think the comfortability with your quarterback is a huge part of it. And I think what Ricky's saying, there is a lot to be said for that he's been prepped for this over and over and over again. I have faith in him.
You gotta.
I'm going to give. No, I loved the hire. I didn't like the hire. I love the hire.
But you have to start somewhere. It's not like you just jump on and throw on a headset and have a microphone and you're doing your job. It's kind of like a process.
I would figure I'd go, I'm hoping.
He's gone through it, though. I mean, he's gone through everything. He's just ready to call the plays.
He's listened to someone else do it.
I don't understand why you're so, enamored by this.
Because I believe it is the hardest thing to do in sports next to an NHL coach.
Are you kidding me? I would love it. Look, we have headsets on. We got a microphone right here.
An NHL, and the only thing harder is an NHL coach.
Red banana, left, right, center. 8X waggle.
You'd love it.
Oh, yeah.
You got a little bit of Gruden in you.
8X waggle.
I think we got half a play in there.
An NHL coach has to make all his maneuvers while the clock's continually ticking. The only sport that substitutes on the fly. They don't have a timeout to.
Well, NHL coaches are actually making
2 moves ahead.
Yes, because they'll tap people on the shoulder.
It's a difficult thing coaching a hockey game.
You know what kills me? Who does the time on ice?
What do you mean? The assistant coaches track
no,
that.
like
just
the
like
stats.
stopwatches and stuff.
Oh no, the assistant coaches and the league has a thing that tracks
the league
it.
I'm talking about.
Now they do it.
I think that's unreal.
That's insane.
That's what I used to have to do. That's what I did back.
The time on ice.
We did that back in the 80s.
Son of a gun.
Back in the 80s when no other teams were doing it.
No way.
Because Keenan would go, and wants to know how long. And we were a lot of times you weren't doing it with the accuracy of thing. Paul Holmgren was behind the bench. E.J. McGuire was up in the box. E.J.'s doing it on a computer and tracking the ice time. And we were doing that as a coaching staff and administrative staff in 1984, 5, and 6 when other teams were doing none of it.
Wow.
And it was
no thanks.
And you would go, the worst was that Paul Holmgren would have to go we would track the faceoffs. Go, okay, Ron Sutter's won 7 out of 8 faceoffs tonight. Peter Zezel's won 3 out of 4, or has won 1 out of 5. And Homer would literally be on the headset and call back to the coach's office and say to us, and we were on headsets, and would say, okay, coach wants to know what's the face-off numbers. Who'd be taking the draw? And you'd have to give the numbers. And you just think you're hoping they're right.
Well, because during the draw, they're probably busy getting their next line set.
Right, they're figuring out who do you want, so it's tough. Hey, Connor has a dilemma.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a dilemma. Yeah, you do. It's a dilemma. But it's a good dilemma, and I think a lot of guys are probably having it right now as they prepare for fantasy football season.
Called Dr. Avi Donapel.
Well, no. Dr. Avi Donapel fix anything.
And keep
wearing it. It was great seeing
it.
him the other day. Plus, on Saturday, plus at the bottom of the hour, we will have game time. So it's great because it's a Wendy's Thursday. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'd like to thank Ryan Fitzpatrick from business development at the Richard S. Burns and Company, Rising Sun Avenue in Philly.
So not the Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, this is not that Ryan Fitzpatrick. He did not have a dopey, hipster beard. This is a different Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to thank the Richard S. Burns Company and Company. That is a funky logo.
I like it.
I love the
Pretty
logo.
sweet.
That's a sweet logo. Ricky's got the white hat. I thank you, Ryan. So I was saying business hats and things like that. This is a top quality hat.
They're nice golf hats.
I mean, they are not. The Richard S. Burns Company does not mess around.
Yep.
They know how to do it with the mugs, too. So really nice mugs. That was very, very nice, and I appreciate that.
Great mugs. They look nice.
Okay, this hat is really, really nice. Like, this one feels comfortable.
You're all excited.
Well, because it's. I think of when do I wear hats? Golf course.
Yeah.
Pool, golf course.
You probably could wear these in the pool.
Yes, you could. It has a nice feel to it, though. So thanks to the Richard S. Burns and Company. I appreciate that very, very much. And that's not Ryan Fitzpatrick that we were thinking of. It's a different Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think Ryan went to an Ivy League school, but he is a big listener to the show, and we appreciate him stopping on by.
You know some awesome. Big time golfers are? You know who they are?
Who?
Paul B. Moyer and Sons.
Oh, they are. They're, well...
You know
I don't know how successful they are. They really do enjoy going out.
They're pretty good. You go where the pros go for outdoor power equipment, mowers, and zero turns, hedgers, and trimmers. Shop Paul B. Moyer and Sons in Doylestown or Jamison, PA. That's twice today or online at paulbmoyer.com.
Well, you've learned a lot from that Tyrone Johnson teaching you those transitions.
Jamison.
That was a great transition.
It was.
Wendy's new Frosty Cold Cream Brew in vanilla, caramel, or chocolate. You can get it for yourself. The perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's.
I feel like I should go to read.
Right back at you.
That was awesome.
Very nicely done.
Swung that one in there. I have to do something right at this point. All right, Connor, you have a fantasy football league.
Yeah, I do.
And you have to come up with you guys as a crew have to come up with the penalty.
Yeah, we have a punishment for the person who comes in last place every year. And it's that time of year where we got to determine what that's going to be. We've had some good ones in the past. We had a guy take the SAT. We had a guy golf in a skirt. We had a guy have to do like the Waffle House challenge.
I think this is awesome.
And take
That's awesome.
Oh, no.
I
like
applauded him
24
for that.
years old, he had to go in and take
and
the
what did he, by the way, what did he?
He scored not ready for college, whatever that means.
Really?
Did
you think he just went in and messed up? Wait a minute. He didn't have to produce the score?
He just we watched him go into the building.
Well, no, but you have to,
we tailgated it.
You tailgated it?
Yeah, there were a lot of confused high schoolers as to why we were sitting in the parking lot yelling at the 24-year-old with a full beard.
Let's get to the real crux
that's
of it.
Next level, though, isn't it?
Was there a lot of confused high schoolers that were also asking, can I get a beer?
No.
Going into the SAT?
Just take a little buzz off, you know?
Hey, just take the edge off.
Yeah.
I may have been buzzed in it when I took it. There might have been a good chance I was hungover.
I definitely took one hungover.
I did not, and I remember Mrs. Berner asking me if I had trouble at home because my score was so poor compared to the student that I was. The first time I took the SAT, I said, Mrs. Berner, it's 8 in the morning on a Saturday morning, and I have to sit still from 8 to 1 in the morning. Well. Yeah. No, but my score was way below. I think I got like 960. I barely got. I did not get 4 digits the first time, which didn't correspond to my GPA. It was like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? So thankfully, it all worked out. So what do you have
So Pat had a topic the other day about those trucks that drive around with the "How's my driving" sticker on the back.
Yes,
yeah.
Which was awesome, by the way.
So I kind of thought about something with that. All the other 9 guys in the league who do not lose the league get a sticker with the loser's number on it. How's my driving? And then they have it from the end of the season to the start of the next season on the back.
Did you come up with this because of Pat?
Yes.
Pat, seriously, you are next level sort of evil. You didn't think of it, but
I just planted a seed, man. What he did with it was...
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, and you're just going to get calls all year long.
I think that's awesome.
I would change my number.
This dude cut me off in traffic.
Yeah,
that's not true.
No, the thing is, if you change your number, Ricky, then... Can you think of how many people are in your phone?
You have a mass text.
Really?
What, everybody?
Changing my number.
You would do that?
That's too much effort.
You'd punk out. You'd lose a bet. And you'd punk out.
I don't want all these
Yeah, but then you're punking out.
Calling me? I mean, come on.
Murderers are calling you? You really believe the murderers? You're scaring Haley about murderers earlier. You think
Haley doesn't listen.
No, she doesn't listen.
No.
Yeah,
Haley's going to do her own thing.
That's a different conversation. but yeah, I think that'd be fun. So you get a bunch of angry voicemails about how you're driving like an a-hole the whole time in the off season, and you've just got months and months and months of angry voicemails. You might pick up a number. Oh, you were expecting a call from somebody about a job or something. It's just some random person screaming at you in traffic about how you can't drive.
I absolutely think that is spectacular.
It is pretty witty, I would say.
It is very next level. I like it.
That is a
Pat, it sounds like something, honestly, your evil mind would churn out.
I mean, I've considered it in the past.
That's a great,
for my
I don't
enemies.
think there's anything, I guarantee you right now somebody is stealing your idea. Going to steal your idea for your league, and they're more than welcome.
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
You have
You have to be careful because sooner or later you will come in last.
Nah.
I don't believe that.
No, I won't.
You never know.
How many guys are in the league?
10.
How many idiots?
I would feel very confident.
There are some idiots.
I would feel very confident that I will never come in last. And I'm going to do fantasy football this year for the first time, probably in 7 years.
Here you go.
Years.
Your starting quarterback, stud, gets hurt for week 1.
Doesn't matter. I'm not finishing last.
You have a garbage backup. Your 2 starting wideouts.
Well, here's the thing.
Tear
right?
their ACLs.
It's a dynasty league, so there are some guys that have tanked recently to go ahead, try and come in second to last so they can pick up Bijan Robinson.
Right.
And their team's just not that good this year. As long as you kind of try and hang in the middle, you might not win the league, but you won't ever lose it. I've been a middle of the pack guy. I won't sell out and trade for a bunch of guys who are just good this year, but I've just got a solid core forever, and I'm not going to lose because of that. You can play in the middle all you want. You just won't win a championship. That's more fun to sell.
You sound like you're scared.
No.
No, I'm not. I'm paying the money every year. I'm not paying the money for a chance to win more money.
May I ask how much it is to be in?
$40 this year, I think.
Okay, that's a very easy
Why even
number.
bother?
What do you mean, why even bother?
That's a lot of work for $40.
I'm paying that money to watch my friends.
So you have 10 guys in the league, so it's a $400 pot. Is it winner take all? Because I hate second place.
No, winner takes 300, I think.
See, I hate
and then
that.
Second place would take whatever, and then third place gets their money back. I don't know.
Why would you get money for third place?
Why would you get your money back?
That's such a stupid policy.
I'm not the commissioner of this
Pat,
league.
Your
Take it up to the
commissioner
commissioner.
sucks.
You're barking up the wrong tree, man. I love getting something for second place.
Third.
Really?
Third.
No, what about third place?
Well, I mean, third place, if all I get is my money back, I'm cool with that. I get
that's what it is.
$40, I get my money back. Yeah, it's fine.
Bother.
Bragging rights.
All right, not all of
Trash
us are
talk.
former pro athletes. Some of us.
But I'm saying even if it's $20, I don't understand the finishing second. Now, if you're in one of those season-long, we do a pick'em pool, that our buddy Rick Hoffman does it every single year, where we have to pick every single game for the entire season. Right. And you have to do that. I'm also in one at ESPN where you have to do 5 games a week, and you pick. And then there's a little contest along the way, a whole season long, where there's 30 people in it, everything. I can finish second place, I can understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fantasy football league, though.
Well, we go up $5 every year, so eventually we're going to get up to a higher amount. But, I mean, we started this right out of college. Some guys didn't have jobs, and we just try and keep a general increase.
Did I ever tell you? I told you about the NBC one, right?
No.
Pandemic year, obviously, we're doing our draft over our phones. I'm out to dinner outside, of course. And
was that when you auto-drafted?
I didn't do it on purpose. I would send in my pick, and I'd look down, and I'm getting wrong people.
Oh, no.
So I get back to my place after, and I'm looking. I'm like, I didn't draft any of these guys. So now we're in the third round. So I go quarterback.
You just stole the quarterback.
They stopped the draft.
Who stopped the draft?
Mike Mulhern over at NBC Sports.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Hopefully,
me. I hope he's not part of the Havertown Mulherns.
I was suspended for 2 years.
Pat, ruling on that. You've been on a lot of these things. I think that is absolutely, if that's your strategy.
I figured I'm going to take all the quarterbacks,
and then you're going to make
people
deals.
are going to have to deal with me.
Yes, then you make deals.
That is completely and utterly fine.
There's no rule against it.
They literally stopped the draft I got kicked out of the league for 2 years. I got suspended.
Yeah,
okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what?
You're in a league with a
Came
bunch
back last year
and won it.
I
love it.
Yeah,
Suck
you're
on
in a
that.
league with a bunch of soft,
that?
soy boys.
Seriously, that is soy boy. That is soy boy league.
Yo, he's stealing all the quarterbacks.
Oh my gosh, stop
There isn't
it.
any rule
I'm not getting on all these people because there's a lot of on-air talent.
I get
there's
it.
also some.
Where there's some of the on-air talent was whining about it.
Everybody whined about it.
Okay,
Everybody
that's
cried about
freaking
it.
ridiculous.
Here's my problem with the soft place you work with over there, all the people that you work with, is if you were taking all the kickers, I'll say it, he can't, because it's baby poop soft.
It is
if
baby
you were
poop
stealing
soft.
all the kickers
That's
and you drafted
diarrhea.
6 straight kickers, they wouldn't have said a word. They would have laughed at you for being an idiot.
You're right.
But you take quarterbacks and all of a sudden they have an issue. Well, maybe you should have been a forward thinker, Mike Mulberry or whatever your name is.
It's Mulhern. He's a good guy.
Well, you know, I'm sure he's a great
I used to
guy.
coach Mulhern.
And until it comes to fancy
Mike?
football, when he gets a goat in his butt.
If they're a part of the Malvern
wait,
Mulherns,
what?
Yep.
Havertown Mulherns.
Can we stop with the
What?
2 degrees or whatever of John Kincade?
I like
What was in whose butt?
Yeah, they got a goat up their butt.
They got a goat up their butt. You've never heard goat butt before?
That's bestiality.
Yeah, it's terrible. Hey, it's time for game time with Ricky Bo.
It's Thursday morning at 8:30, which means it's game time. Let's play the buzzer beater.
Oh no!
How many items can you name before the buzzer buzzes? Here's your game time master of ceremonies, Pat Egan.
Pat, this is what we're talking about. The pressure. Ricky hates it. The buzzer.
We did not even plan on this.
That is amazing.
We didn't plan on this at all. It just happened to be that way, and Johnny, you ended up talking about it, so it ended up working out.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Yeah, when you were saying it, I was dying.
Yeah, nobody has any problems with it. Yeah, the clock doesn't matter.
Me and Connor immediately looked at each other. 610-632-0975. If you want to get involved, today's gifts are $50 Wendy's gift card, pair of tickets to go see Aerosmith with the Black Crows, pair of tickets to go see Eric Church, a pair of tickets to go see Nickelback, and a $25 Amex gift card.
Aerosmith with the Black Crows? I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely enjoy
We're not playing around.
Yeah, but Egan, whatever you've done to raid the prize closet, you always credit Todd, and make sure that they get their, thing. But you've been stealing stuff.
Yes. I mean, Todd is the purveyor.
He is a masterminder. And Eric too.
And the key of game time prizes. All right, so the way this is going to work is we're going to go around the room. You guys, it's up to you whether the people win or not. No pressure.
No pressure at all, right?
I hate this.
I would
because of the clock.
Yeah, I don't like
we'd be losing listeners.
I didn't have much sleep last night.
I didn't make these overly.
I'm in big trouble.
Look, I didn't make these overly difficult.
Okay, good. Watch.
That's when it becomes really hard.
We'll start off with Ben in Westchester.
Okay, we're going to Ben in Westchester. Ben, how are you, brother?
Hey guys, your buddy Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Let's see what we can do, buddy.
All right, you have to name me, and we're going to start with John Kincade for this one. You have to name me.
Okay.
5 Eagles on the defensive side of the ball. 5 Eagles defensive side of the ball. Go.
My gosh. Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox. Gosh, I can't believe it.
Man, I'm sweating.
Bradbury, Slay, and guys, I can't believe it.
I just said I'm sweating.
I said I'm sweating with the clock.
Josh, sweat.
Oh, Jesus. It's unbelievable. It's like immediately the clock comes. Immediately the clock comes, and I'm going.
I gave you the answer.
No, but I'm going. Yeah, but I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to my own head.
Yeah,
that is terrible. I'm sorry, Ben. Ben, I'm completely sorry.
Reed Blankenship. That's the last one.
Yeah, there it is. Reed Blankenship.
Ed, we're going to give you FanFest tickets.
He's got. We're
going to give you FanFest tickets because it's not your fault that John Kincade doesn't know football.
Oh my gosh!
Why do you hate the Eagles?
It's terrible.
It's not good.
That is terrible.
Richard and Cherry Hill, it's going to be up next.
What's up, Richard? Here's go play with Connor.
Yes, he will be with Connor. Connor, you have to name me 5 items at Wendy's. 5 items at Wendy's. Go.
The special breakfast bacon burger, the French toast sticks, the potato wedges, the cream cold brew that I just had, and the Baconator.
Correct.
I think it's a winner. Good job.
Why didn't you just go Wendy's single, double, triple? That would have been 3 of them.
I'm not trying to take it easy on the category.
No, I think Wendy's really is proud of Connor Thomas.
Single,
got a
double,
versatile.
triple, Baconator.
I got
fries,
a drink in there.
Frosty.
I got a side in there. I got a breakfast item, a dinner item.
Baked potato.
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
It's enough. He won.
Oh, my
okay?
bad. He had an easy one.
You're not going to prove anything,
He had
Ricky.
Eagles defensive players.
Yeah, but
my
you can
gosh.
blank on
Okay.
names.
All right,
You're
so
talking
this
about
guy-
food there.
That's fine.
It's easy.
Ricky thinks it's easy. It's fine. We just won Richard a $50 Wendy's gift card. He can try Wendy's new Frosty Cream Cold Brew. 3 flavors: vanilla, caramel, and chocolate today. And taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew at participating Wendy's only. All right, the next one is going to be John. John's going to be playing with Ricky.
Oh, John, I'm sorry.
John the caller. I'm sorry, John the caller.
John in the Northeast.
Good to be
Hi,
playing.
John. John, how are you, buddy?
Great, Dash. Good morning, guys.
All right, now Ricky's been pretty arrogant so far. He's been thinking these are easy. Ricky, name 5 countries without the letter A in it. 5 countries without the letter A in it. Go.
Without the letter A? Peru?
These are so easy.
These are not easy. This is ridiculous.
Talk the big game. What happened, bud?
Are you kidding?
I think
Are
that's
there
a hard
even 5?
Look.
Yeah, they're definitely 5.
They're definitely 5. Mexico was another one.
Mexico was the only one I could think of.
The Congo, there's another
Congo.
one.
United Kingdom.
John, the caller, John, it's not your fault that Ricky just
Kosovo.
does not know world geography, so we're going to give you a prize anyway. We are going to give you...
You know I hate him. That is ridiculous.
Well, you were so arrogant before. It was all these are so easy, and then all of a sudden you clammed up.
Ricky, we're like 5 minutes out.
Ricky, it's not your fault. It's the buzzer. You would have gotten it without
blame it on the buzzer, Ricky.
$50 Wendy's gift card is going to go to John. All right, John can try the new cold brew.
Came up with Peru.
Let's go.
Philippines.
Connor was so calm, though, with the Wendy's. It was...
Let's go to Anthony.
We're
in
now
Bristol.
10 minutes out of the question.
Okay, Anthony's here. Anthony, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I think you maybe drew a short straw here.
No, I don't think so, John. You'll be all right with this one. This one's right up your alley.
Chemo brain is really working.
You're just going to have to name me 5 presidents. All right, 5 presidents. Ready? Go.
Nixon, Carter, Reagan, Clinton, Obama.
Come on. Nixon first?
Yeah.
You let off with the guy who
That's
resigned?
the first one. The one guy that didn't finish his term.
We'll put Ford in there.
It's the first one I'm not putting Ford in. I skipped Ford.
What about Truman?
I skipped Ford.
Huh? What
I
about
wish I could skip a lot of them.
What about Zach Tyler?
What about GW?
All right.
GW.
It was Zach
Which
Taylor.
one?
Yeah,
First or
well,
second?
Washington.
There you go.
Zach Taylor's a country artist.
John Tyler.
What are we giving him?
We are going to give him
Anthony.
a pair of tickets to go see Nickelback August
All right.
29th, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Get tickets, Ticketmaster.com.
Good job.
For that one. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's
Where we
go
going?
to Colin in Westchester. He's going to be playing with our guy, Connor Thomas.
Colin, how are you, brother?
Hey, fellas. Good morning.
Hi,
All
buddy.
right, Connor, you have to name me 5 different types of alcoholic beverages.
Oh, my gosh.
Ready, go.
All right, beer, vodka, tequila, whiskey, gin,
Done.
Wine.
wine.
Jeez, that was seriously, as Colin says, too easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sorry, Colin. I was trying to, make sure you win the prize.
You got Eagles defensive players. John.
Jeez.
My gosh.
Sorry, Colin. Let's do that again with Ricky, and let's not name like 5 countries that don't have a letter A in it. Let's see how you do then. No, Colin, you're gonna end up winning a $25 Amex gift card. Don't miss all new episodes of the True TV original series Tacoma FD Thursdays at 10 on True TV.
I was watching that the other day.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ricky. Let's have you. Let's redeem yourself a little bit. All right, bud.
Who's he gonna help?
Jim in Montgomeryville.
What's up, Jim?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Jimmy.
Good to have you in, buddy.
All right,
Ricky.
Ricky. name me 5 former teammates. Go.
Kurt Schilling, David West, Darren Dalton, Gary Bennett, Mike Lieberthal, Rico Bronya, Scott Rowland.
Wow, you nailed
Keep
that.
going. No, he didn't play with any
Wow.
of those.
You didn't play that.
Danny Tartable.
He didn't
How about
play
that
with
one?
any of them?
He got him. He got
Danny Tartable. Play with him.
Jim, you have won thanks to Ricky's amazing memory of all the teammates he played with.
Did you in any way draw like a little drag in the name? Like you didn't in any way. Your brain didn't start to go. Who do I need to say?
No, I just started with catchers, I think.
We started with Schilling, so unless
Schilling.
he caught, I don't think.
No.
All those players.
I actually saw a video with Schilling in it last night. It's probably
all those players. It was a real team effort. They just won Jim a pair of tickets to go see Aerosmith with the
Right,
Black Crows
see
on
that.
September 2nd. Wells Fargo Center visits
It's a
very
great concert.
very few tickets remain.
That's
at Wells
Labor Day
Fargo.
weekend too.
Yes,
At the
very few tickets
WFC.
remain. Wells Fargo
September
Center.
2nd.
I'll tell you,
Philly.
that's a great concert.
Gentlemen, I gotta do the read.
I know.
You're just gonna talk over me?
We just told you what was in the read.
Okay, people might want to know that you have to go to WellsFargoCenterPhilly.com because very few tickets remain, Rick.
I like the Black
Very
Crows.
few.
I now you think you go Black Crows first in that?
Pretty little thing. Let me light your candle.
I understand. It's
hard to handle now.
We're done here.
It's around.
There we go.
We're moving on.
All right, where are we going?
We're going to Mo. Mo in Warrington.
Mo, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, good morning, boys.
I'm going to try to help you, Mo. See what we can do here.
All right, this should be pretty simple for John. John, you have to name me 5 Belgian presidents. Go. 5 Belgian presidents.
Dior, Monsieur,
Named
Waffle.
Cataret.
Yep, keep going.
Banache, and Pignot.
Nailed it. And I never had a doubt. Never had a doubt. That's right. The great country of Belgium just won Mo here a pair of tickets to go see Eric Church on August 26th at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
What the hell just happened?
What the hell was that?
You named 5 former Belgian presidents. Were you guys not listening to the show?
Could you name like prime ministers? You can't name prime ministers? You can't name world leaders?
Freaking not.
You can't name world leaders?
Come on, man. Ricky.
I almost drew a blank on the last one.
Yeah, the last one was tough.
Just happened.
Come on, you get cultured, guys.
That was
Connor, you're up next. You're with Rich in Levittown, and then
all right, there we go. Rich,
one more after him.
What's going on, Rich?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
All right, Connor, you are going to have to name me 5 chess grandmasters living. Go.
I got nothing. I don't have a single one.
Really?
No. My buddy Bill plays chess sometimes.
Tenard, Wilson, and Tenard.
You're just
unfortunately,
Tenard and Wilson.
Unfortunately, John.
Tenard Wilson plays in the NFL.
No,
John,
2 different names.
Even though I know that you obviously know it, unfortunately, Connor's. We're still going to give Rich. Let's give him a $50 Wendy's gift card for his troubles.
That's
all right?
a really
it's not
good.
his
That's
fault
a good thing to get.
That Connor just doesn't know.
You should
chess.
be able to get 1 or 2.
Let's do one more. Finish off with Ricky.
Chess.
All right, here we go.
Ricky, you're playing with Mike in the Northeast.
All right, Mike in the Northeast. Last one up. Michael, how are you, buddy?
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Good, man.
All right, Rick, let's give you an easy one here, all right? Let's give you 5 agreements made in the Kyoto Protocol. Go.
No bathing suits on the beach.
That's 1.
Everybody must be naked every day.
Yep.
Pornography is now legalized.
You only got 3.
You only got 3. You only got 3. You did get 3, though. That's pretty good.
Son of a gun.
Mike should get something for that.
Mike will. I mean, because you were rolling, dude.
You were rolling. You got a little too expressive.
You were about to get into the environmental stuff.
Yes.
That
I didn't get into that.
But
no plastic bags.
Yes, and
you know what?
And if you light a fire in the woods, you are done.
Yes,
Mike, we're going to give you a 4-pack of tickets to FanFest, my man. It's not your fault that Rick just.
You were a little wordy in your answer.
He's not up on the 1997.
Where the hell the Belgian presidents?
I don't understand.
Yeah, what don't you get?
World leaders? You don't know world leaders?
I just looked them up. You were wrong on every one.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Sir,
I rounded them off exactly.
Do you not hear the start of game time where they say master of the ceremony? It means like I'm the Alex Trebek.
I'm pretty sure his last guess was a wine. He said Pinot.
I'm pretty sure you would be the master.
It's not Pinot Noir.
Come on, guy. He nailed it.
Seriously.
And you're going to sit here and argue with him?
This is the week. This is the week that Pee Wee Herman died.
Yeah,
it is.
What does that have to do with anything?
By the way,
I honestly don't know.
Larry the Cable Guy is gone too, huh?
No, he didn't.
Did I read that or no?
No.
Now you're just making stuff up.
All right. No.
Why are you making up deaths now?
Because I would have seen
his Belgian not making stuff up.
No.
Unless somebody was messing with me. Who's the comic that passed away last week?
Pee Wee Herman.
No, there was another comic last week.
Really?
Was he one of the Red
Larry the Cable Guy is just fine.
All right. Thank
Somebody check on Jeff Foxworthy.
Yes.
Check on that mustache tat.
The worst ever.
So basically, I read a false article.
Sounds like
yes, you did. You fell for
It's been happening a lot. I got an article yesterday that Vin Scully died. Vin Scully died a year ago.
Correct.
Why did it come up yesterday?
Did you read all the stuff about how the economy's doing well, too?
Yeah, that's doing really well.
There's a lot of that going on.
How about our gas prices, by the way? We have no oil left.
President Lincoln.
There was. He died.
Gone.
He is dead.
He got shot. You believe that?
Age of 49.
Have you been to the theater in D.C. ever?
I did not.
Pat, I guarantee you've been. You're a history buff.
No, I've been to D.C. twice, and 3 times, and one was literally we drove down to see a game, drove back. So I've never done like a weekend in D.C. It's always been a bucket list thing.
That is on your list.
Like
right?
it's on my list, but it's kind of like when you're in Philadelphia, the historical. Like I know I can get there.
Okay, well,
I take it for granted that I know it's right there. I just need to actually go and do it.
Do you guys laugh at people?
He loves history so Pat
I know.
loves
Do you guys laugh at people that are standing in line to take a picture at the Rocky statue?
Yeah.
No.
Like I drive by, I kind of chuckle at it.
I do.
Why?
I don't know. I see it all the time.
If they're having fun,
Yeah, you see it all the time. They don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They're visiting.
It's been here for how long?
But they're visiting. Someone may hear for the first
I remember
time.
it when it was at the Spectrum.
The Spectrum, right?
I used to jog outside every day and run by. There was nobody around it taking pictures.
I remember when this city didn't think Kate Smith was evil, too. And they used to have a statue of her until they put it in.
Has everybody run the steps of the?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't.
You've never done that?
I almost got hit by a car when I did it.
Why?
Because I had run like 3 miles to the steps from down in South Philly.
Okay.
And I was just getting to like the circle around it. And I was at a dead sprint because I wanted to go up the stairs fast. I'm like, I can't stop now. If I stop, I'm going to run out of gas. And this car was coming, and I'm like, I can beat it. Laid on the horn, almost hit me. I'm like, sorry, man, I'm trying to do the Rocky thing. I can't stop now.
How many people do you think have like slipped and fallen on those?
Oh,
steps?
I bet you, because they're not a wide step.
No.
Because it's old.
I mean, I've been up it, but I didn't run it.
Really? You never ran it just for the hell of it?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because a movie did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. The movie did it. Stallone did.
I ran it, and then
It's a movie.
It is.
Then I ordered an Uber on the way home.
Are
'cause I was
you?
too tired.
Are you exiting now? Or are you sticking out a little bit more?
No, I got it.
All right, get out of here, Ricky. You'll see you on TV
Get outta
today
here.
and the best show ever.
Thanks for having me.
Love you, Ricky. Thank you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Odds, bets, slots, and games all coming together. It's the Bet Parks app. We love it. 21 and in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Remember, Ricky's heading off because he'll have the Phillies pregame today. So if you want to get your wagers in on the game today, I am predicting a Lorenzen good start, Pat. I think that's what I'm going to do for my first one there. Get it on in there. Great job with Game Time. Ricky Bo checks out. We got lots more in the Eagles and the Phillies and everything. It's the John Kincade Show.
A Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. We appreciate you being a part of the family. Tell your family, tell your friends. Tell your enemies if you hate the show. Then you'd really piss them off. Or put your friend's phone number on a How's My Driving, which is great.
Absolutely do that.
That's fantastic. That was a great thing. Connor's penalty for the fantasy football is amazing.
Now,
that's an amazing thing.
Now, I'll nominate it, and then we go around and we vote on the different nominations. Normally, we'll have like 4 or 5, but I won't vote for it because my vote's already taken for.
What do you mean?
I always vote for Lose an Eye.
Really?
Yes.
Lose an Eye?
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell's wrong with you?
I know it'll never win, but
like, what's sick? You're twisted, man.
I want to see. It tells me every year who's really ready to compete.
Dude, you're sick. It's $400, man.
Oh, now the money.
What is this? Like this saw?
So I'm a loser if I don't play for $10,000. I'm a loser. But if I play to lose an eye, now I'm playing for too much.
Hunter, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Like I love you, man. Like you were having.
Well, the thing is, you're wasting your vote.
That's not true.
You were having a great 2 hours and 54 minutes, and then it came to a crashing halt with this sick, twisted idea you have.
The first 4 years, we only had 2 people voting for Lose an Eye. And last year, we had someone join the league, and he said, you know what? I think that's fun. And he voted for it, too. So we're up to 3 votes.
What psychopaths are like, this is ridiculous, man.
It really is. That's dumb.
I have confidence in my fantasy football team's abilities.
Saul. I do like that one, though. Pat, I loved, I think I've seen 4 of them. 3 of them I liked. Like one of them I did.
Well, you're living next to, or you're doing a show next to one right now.
That seriously is.
You want to play a game?
Come on, man.
A little bit of creepy.
What up, Tobin Bell?
I would like to play a game.
Dude,
I bet you would like to play a game. Sicko?
So the new Saul, Pat, is going to come out late September, and it's what went on between Saul 1 and Saul 2.
I guess. I mean,
no, that's what they're doing. They're because
Saul.
Exactly. But they're going back to like its roots.
The last one I watched was Spiral, which was
I saw that one.
A spin-off kind of. It was meh. I mean, they haven't been.
I didn't dig it that much.
Yeah, it's just it's lost its way. It probably needs to end.
I think it's the gore that just sort of wears off.
Yeah, well, the storyline, the first one was great.
The storyline was great.
It was you had the gore, but you also had like the actual storyline.
But the last scene of the first one, one of the greatest twists.
Oh yeah,
I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah,
your spoilers.
It's been wait a minute. That's been what 15 years?
Never know. Someone might have been busy.
For the first song?
I would say 2005.
Yeah. That's more. That's like 17 years. You can't spoil a movie that is that long.
It's been a busy last 2 decades. All right? Don't
People
spoil
are really
it
held up?
Yeah.
Maybe for Rob Thompson it has. Maybe for Rob Thompson. Because today you get to see Michael Lorenzen in his first start as a Philadelphia Philly. And again, he would have been your best pitcher this year. He would have been your best starter with the best ERA. And people are like, yeah, well, it's good. We went out and got a 5th starter. I'm like, that tells you, again, how underachieving this crew is. He'd be your best starter. He's better than every one of them that you've got. Better than Wheeler, better than Nola, better than Suarez. I mean, come on now. Better than Walker. And we're celebrating, and a bunch of these guys were celebrating and looking for the good things. And I'm hearing about Michael Lorenzen, and I'm like, well, now we went and got a 5th starter. And last night they're talking about him. Well, maybe he'll piggyback a start with Christopher Sanchez. And I'm going, wait a minute. He's having the best season. Why would we be piggybacking him? He's been the best starter of all of them.
Well, because Aaron Nola has pitched as a starter for years, and Zach Wheeler has pitched as a starter for years, and Taijuan Walker has pitched as a starter for years, and Ranger Suarez has done so for a little bit now.
Okay.
Michael Lorenzen's career high in innings pitched is
115, right?
And 15 and change. He's at 113 already. Like, he's going to go over, or maybe it's
we're going to do this? We're going to go get the guy, and we're going to go, oh, we got to be scared. Can't let him pitch.
Not being scared. You're 2 months away from the postseason, and he's already about to even the most amount of innings he's thrown in his career. You don't want to bring a guy in and then immediately just run him up past that so that he doesn't help you in October. I don't mind them being cautious to start with this guy.
The Tigers. They were not shutting him down. They were not doing any of these things.
I'm not saying
this is a Phillies decision that totally contrary to the team that had him. He wasn't being taken out of the rotation.
Well, he also wasn't because they have nothing to play for. Like, this team has more to play. They believe they're an October baseball team.
Okay.
And they are going to manage like they're playing for being healthy in October. And that's going to drive us crazy at points, but that's what they firmly believe. And that's how Rob Thompson's going to set his lineup and use his pitchers. I don't know that it's right, but when I look at a guy who's going to go, 70, 80 innings over what he threw at the most in his career, I say maybe it's right to be a little bit careful with that guy.
A little bit careful. He's having the best year, Pat. Do you I don't know. Maybe it's in this year, maybe you feel this way. The idea that he hit that number, now his arm's going to fall off. I just don't get it. Because he's not showing dead arm. He's not showing any of these things.
No, he's the whole. Look, he's a rental. Drive him into the ground.
Correct.
I don't care. I mean, is it callous of me? Absolutely. But that's the whole point of having a rental. Is I'm going to use you like teams use running backs.
Like you have a rental car.
Yes.
And you don't drive a rental car the way you drive your own car.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? You're driving the rental car into the ground, driving back to your house to get the luggage. And then you're going to get ready to go on the vacation you planned.
How do you know these things? What you have the Phillies crystal ball of health?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, when you say drive someone into the ground, the goal is to have Michael Lorenzen for the postseason because he's a very good pitcher.
Okay.
You're not going to drive a rental car in the ground going to pick up your luggage. If you drive it into the ground for what you bought the rental car for or paid for the rental car for, that's fine with me. But it's
the assumption that all of a sudden it's wow, we got to 110. I want 110 innings, can't go any further. The Tigers had no plans to shut him down. Yeah. He would be the Phillies' best starter.
I never said shut him down.
Sense.
I said be careful with him.
What's be careful?
He's going to be
They're talking about him piggybacking, like as a fifth starter. He's the best starter they have this year in 2023. He's had the best. It's not, you're rolling your eyes. It's not close.
By ERA, he's been better than the guys.
Yes, he is.
ERA is not everything.
ERA is the most important stat for a starting pitcher. What is? Oh, VORP. You're going to be Raptor?
No. We just had this conversation about Trey Turner hits that are errors that are not hits. The scoring is all over the place in baseball this year, and that messes with ERA.
No, well then if your ERA is good, then that's better. That works in his favor.
It goes both ways. Some things are errors that shouldn't be. Some things are hits that shouldn't be.
They're calling hits this year. That's what people are saying. They're building up the hits. And they're scaling down the errors.
Like ERA, when there's scoring that is subjective, it becomes a subjective stat in some ways.
Yeah, but it is penalized less errors, more hits. So it's penalized starting pitchers.
Right, so it could have penalized the Phillies pitchers. I'm just saying that ERA is not...
This only involves Lorenzen. There's no reason to be cautious with him. He's a rental player, as Pat points out. He is having Detroit had no plans to shut him down. The guy's having a great year. Best year of any pitcher on this staff.
Yeah, I'm not saying shut him down. I'm saying I'm looking at his career.
You're saying be careful with him. What's be careful with him?
Make sure that every time he goes out, you don't need to throw him 8 innings in his first start with the team. And I would say if there's a point where you look at the rotation, you say, okay, we've got 5 guys. We might want to move someone to the bullpen. Him or Christopher Sanchez are the guys I'm considering moving to the bullpen because they don't have the track record of throwing this many innings.
He's at 81 pitches through 6. He's given up 1 run. What are you doing today? Yeah, because I'll tell you what Rob Thompson's doing. He's taking him out. And he's going to overwork his bullpen yet again instead of letting the guy just pitch.
No, I'd probably let him go. I'd probably let him pitch.
Because Rob's not.
I'm not talking on a day-to-day basis.
No.
Yeah.
I'm fine if you say 6-man rotation.
Right, or piggyback or something like that.
No, I'm not fine with a piggyback because he's been the best guy. Why are you piggybacking him? Piggyback Nola. Because the best guy on the staff would be Michael Lorenzen.
Good luck. So piggyback Nola is in what? Start him in the 5th inning when he implodes?
No, you let Nola be the guy that you take. Pat, would you ever consider piggybacking a Nola start? Because he goes,
I might consider it because he sucks. Right now, at least this season, he hasn't been good. And he gets to the 5th inning and he collapses. So it wouldn't be the stupidest premise in the world. Will they do it? No, because the world starts and stops with Aaron Nola.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
going to be the opening day starter. He's number one starter. He game one start. It's like they had. It's as if they put him in this spot hoping that he will regain that form that he just does not have this season. So while I would consider it, they won't.
9 o'clock hour is brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. Again, the Phillies, if Lorenzen comes in here, he's already the best starting pitcher of any guy they have on the staff this year, 2023, which is all I care about.
So
then he goes out, and if during the time he's here as a starter, let's say he has, I'm going to just say, let's go conservative, 8 starts.
Okay.
He gets 8 starts, and 6 of them are quality. He's not getting one of the first 2 games in the playoffs.
No.
Because they're going to give Lifetime Achievement Awards to guys that didn't earn it this year.
So if the playoffs started tomorrow,
right,
and the Phillies are in
tomorrow,
and you think Michael Lorenzen's the best pitcher they have, are you starting him game 1?
I haven't seen Lorenzen yet as a Philly. I mean, I'll make
you've seen
that
him throw.
No, he's had the best. Well, I absolutely can tell you he's the best starting pitcher this year. He's having the best season of any of those.
So then you're throwing him game 1.
They won't. No, I would. I think I would go. I think I would absolutely consider it. Because I would be thinking about, in the wild card series, I'd be thinking about piggybacks. I'd be thinking about piggybacks.
I think you're crazy to say that you would start Michael Lorenzen over Zach Wheeler if the Phillies were playing a playoff game.
Well, Wheeler's always going to be the guy you're in the mix.
So he's not your best pitcher.
But no, as far as for this team, they're going to go Wheeler. I just know they're going to go Wheeler. One thing I do like in playoffs is strikeouts, which Nola can do, but Nola gives up too many bombs.
Yeah.
So I can't trust him.
But track record matters, too. I know the season is important, but come playoffs, track record matters. Aaron Nola is a guy who's been in Cy Young voting before. Zach Wheeler's a guy who's been in Cy Young voting before. Ranger Suarez had 100 innings of like a sub-2 ERA in his career before. Michael Lorenzen is having his best year as a pro, only his 3rd year ever as a starting pitcher consistently.
Yes.
And he made his first All-Star team. He's having a great year, but he doesn't have the track record that some of these guys have.
You're bragging on... You're bragging earlier about Nick Castellanos making an all-star team and telling me that I should be like really giving that high praise.
Yeah, his second all-star team in his career. Second in 3 years.
Lorenzen is having a fantastic year.
I got you.
I mean, but they're going to go Lifetime Achievement Awards. Nola, Pat, any chance Nola's not getting one of the first 2?
Oh, that is a lock. It will be Wheeler, Nola 1, 2, Suarez.
And then they're going to say, is Suarez or Walker?
Oh, good.
Because Walker's doing this,
yeah.
Suarez is doing this.
It probably depends on
how it goes,
the matchup. But
like when I heard them last night saying you might piggyback Lorenzen and Sanchez, I'm saying why would they? Why? What are you doing? The guy hasn't even arrived yet, and they've already penciled him in as like, oh, he's a 5th starter guy. Why? Like why would it be that way? Because you're literally saying, oh, I'm believing. As Pat says, I'm believing that Aaron Nola is going to come out of the spiral of suck.
Yeah.
So I'm going to believe in that, and I'm going to bet my season on it. And we got a new guy who's having a great year, but we're going to worry about, before he even arrives, we're going to worry about shutting him down, making sure he shuts his innings down because, we're getting all the innings. Oh, my gosh. At some point, guys went from throwing 140 in their career to throwing 190. Routinely. Guys went 140 to 190, 120 to 180. This happened all the time in baseball. And now all of a sudden it's this taboo thing, and you're worried about it with Lorenzen, who's a rental. Again, Pat, you picked it up at Hertz. You picked Michael Lorenzen up at Hertz.
You drive it around like Vin Diesel.
It's your...
Yeah, but you have a destination, and you're not like, you got to get to the destination.
There first.
Vin Diesel gets to the destination.
Yeah, he gets there.
He's not Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's a superhuman.
The car might be a little beat up, but Vin Diesel gets there, okay? I don't know if you've seen the movies. It always ends with a barbecue and talking about family over Corona.
And the
car's beat up,
clanking glasses.
But she got there,
and an assumption that sex is coming. There's always that
I think you're watching the wrong movie.
At last scene, there's an illusion.
I think you're watching a different kind of movie.
I thought it was called like Brokeback Racing or something. Maybe it was a different movie.
It's a very different movie. I've seen that movie.
Really? Different ending.
It didn't win the Oscar. It won an AVN award.
The Fast and the Curious.
Look, that's very good. Mitch in Phoenix joins us. Mitch, what's going on this morning?
Oh, how you doing, guys?
Good,
I'm a little
Mitch.
confused. What's that? If this Lorenzi guy is that good, why did his former team let him go for what? What's the guy's name? Falter?
Because he was leaving at the end.
Falter was the Pittsburgh move.
Falter went to Pittsburgh. He was leaving at the. He went for the 5th prospect in the Phillies organization, a Double-A second baseman, right?
No, it was a high A second baseman. How you Lee from Taiwan.
5th or 6th prospect, depending on who you look at in the Phillies organization. So they went with him. Mitch, he wasn't signing. He wasn't going to re-sign there at the end of the year.
All right.
So he's a free agent.
Okay, so we have him now.
Right.
In order to keep him, if we want to keep him for a contract, an actual contract, we're going to have to pay a lot of money for this guy?
You're not going to have to pay the money that he won't demand what Nola demands.
No, he's on like 1 year, $7 million or something right now.
See, I would figure he's going to get 3 years, 30.
Something around there.
Something like that, Mitch. So I think he's a safety blanket in case you let Nola walk.
Right.
You got another starter that's already that you can go and say, hey, dude, did you like pitching here? Did you enjoy the crowds? We soaked, you soaked in being part of Philadelphia. Do you like it? And that they would then offer him a contract.
Okay. In regards to Trey Turner, I know he's having major problems. We don't know why. But, it's all about the owner who figured out we're going to bring this guy over for a ridiculous amount of money. So even though, it's bad to see what's going on with Trey, the owner messed up, not Trey.
So you think, so wait a minute though, Mitch. On the day they signed Trey Turner, you weren't happy?
Well,
because I'd be a hypocrite if I said to you I wasn't happy, because I was.
Yeah, he was an all-star. I believe he bat like .320 for the Dodgers a year ago. Yeah, it would be great to have a player like that. But, when you look around the league, even in a trade or guys that are on a team, there's not too many 300-plus hitters anymore. Everybody seems to be batting between 220 and 280.
Yeah, there is a lot of that. There's like 8 guys hitting 300
in
he's
baseball?
Right.
And Trey was one of them, which is why he's valuable.
Not this year. I'm saying this year.
But I'm saying that's why Trey was valuable, because he was one of those guys consistently over the course of his career. That's why he got paid.
And it's now, and now you're getting him you're getting him towards the back. He's starting the back end of his career.
Yeah, let's not pretend like the Padres didn't offer. Was it the Padres or drafted?
Padres.
They offered him like $40 million more than you paid him.
They did well, but in California it was less money.
No, I got you, but the owner did not mess up. John Middleton did not mess up by signing Trey Turner. That's insane.
I and again, Pat, I always try to go back and go, okay, on the day he was signed, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I was stripped down.
You enjoyed it?
I was gyrating pretty aggressively on Bob, and I was yelling.
I didn't hear Bob complaining.
No, Bob's not going to complain about that. He's a team guy. But I was very pumped. Couldn't wait to run out, get the jersey.
We all were.
I'm actually wearing it today. I don't know who I'm wearing today.
We all were excited.
Yeah, I was very excited. You're getting a guy that was looked at as the best shortstop. Arguably, you could go top 3 at the very least in baseball.
And if he was hitting 280, right now, if he was hitting 275 with 25 steals, 7 homers, and 55 runs batted in,
this team is the top wild card team by 3 games.
But I'd also be totally fine with it.
Yeah,
I'd say, okay, that'll work out. He's not even in the zip code.
No major disappointment this year.
Terrible. It's really, really bad. He's Connor, Pat, John, we're here with you. Lots more. We got some Eagles talk and a interesting debate and discussion that you can insert yourself into. thanks again to Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Richard S. Burns Company from Rising Sun Avenue in Philly for the nice mugs. And my hat for the day, as I now will have to be a hatsman. Michael was very clear about that. He's like, sunscreen the dome. Now, I'm not going to do, Pat, the Bob, come on in the morning and lotion up my dome. I'm not doing that. Where Bob loves to lotion it up in the morning. Like something.
Lotioning and oiling.
Yeah, he likes
lotioning and oiling. I can't take it anymore.
He loves all that. The Silence of the Lambs routine.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That he's got to go through. Well, you won't get it yet.
I don't get
maybe
it
in 10 years, maybe in 15 years you might.
Bob's not the only old person I've met.
Big fat person.
It was the wrong Buffalo Bill. It was the wrong Buffalo Bill drop.
That's the wrong Buffalo Bill
I was hoping it was the puts the lotion on its skin.
By the way, did you find
on its skin or else it gets the hose again?
I thought I was hitting that one.
Did you find Buffalo Bill that scary? I did not.
I mean, in that situation, yeah.
Hannibal, much scarier.
Hannibal, terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Buffalo Bill, nah.
No, Buffalo Bill didn't scare me. Now the woman in the pit, she probably found him horrifying.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you find this Long Island serial killer that they caught? The guy is the lawyer?
I didn't see this.
Oh, Pat, you seriously didn't see this?
No,
I haven't either.
Wait a minute.
Tell me more.
Wait a minute. It's the biggest story in America like the past 2 weeks.
Is his name Joey Buttafuoco?
No, it's not Joey, but who was the girl from that, Pat?
Oh, God. The Long Island Lolita.
Right, exactly.
Oh, Fisher? Amy Fisher?
Amy Fisher.
Yeah, I'm all
Dude.
over it. Come on, man.
Okay.
I'm all over it.
Well, there was 15, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, there were all these killings of women, a lot of them streetwalkers, I guess is how they would be, or sex workers that were showing up in this Kilgo Beach in Long Island. And they found one, and then they found another, and they found another, and just found all these bodies and never were able to find out who the Long Island serial killer was. And a few weeks ago, they went in on a Friday afternoon, so it was probably 2 weeks ago Friday, so it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. They went into this law office in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Walked in, had to go through the daughter. The FBI agents that were there to arrest him had to talk to his daughter and be like, we're here for this. Can I see him? Can we see him? And she's like, oh, yeah, he's right over there. Ooh. Her dad's a serial killer.
Wow.
That's awkward.
That's really bad. When
you think you're having a bad day. Whew.
This is why you do, you deal with good people. I mean, because this guy, he ended up, they found one strand of hair on one piece of duct tape from one of the victims.
That was enough, huh?
And then they went and found, because again, now I've done this.
You've done what?
I believe you. No.
Sorry.
No, what I'm going to tell you
not
is
surprising if we're being honest.
If you have not done the 23andMe, I've done this. So
that's getting a lot of people caught. That got
the California killer.
Yeah, the Golden State,
Golden State murder.
Killer.
If anybody, and he didn't do it, but other people did it, so it led to him.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know, if you've done that, if any of my relatives have anything to hide, you're screwed because now I'm in that database.
Yeah, my brother did that. I almost strangled him.
Why? You think? See, good line. Good line.
What I did there. I don't want the government to have my DNA like that.
Well, they don't have yours. They have his.
Well, I got his.
So they can trace it to you, though.
Yeah,
so they went, Pat, and then they stalked this guy all around Manhattan to find, and he had a personal pan pizza, and he threw away the pizza, and I guess he didn't eat the crust and threw the box away. And they went and grabbed the box, did the DNA testing, and then came to his office on a Friday.
Did they eat
and they finally caught him. They didn't eat the crust. They test the crust. Because they test it for the DNA.
Well, I mean, the DNA would be on the box.
But this guy has been...
I feel bad for his daughter, man.
That's why you always eat the crust.
Can you believe that?
Well, no, I mean, it was awkward when I found out my dad was John Wayne Gacy, but I got over it.
Well, you always liked clowns. Over it.
Yeah, and I still do.
You work on this show. So you absolutely, I walked right into that.
We're all
walked into that one. So they caught this guy, and he is around, he's bigger than Jamie Lynch. Like he is, think a guy, Jamie's size, Jamie's stature. Not like this guy is not that Jamie is not big and fat or anything, but he's a big dude.
Great big fat person.
I'm telling you, and he's not. And I got to tell you, this guy being walked out, and then now that he's been exposed, he has this creepy look in his face. Like he's vacant. Like his entire life, he's been this monster.
Yeah.
Hidden from the real
He doesn't have
world.
to hide it anymore. He feels like his mask of sanity is beginning to slip.
Well, it's already slipped.
Is that from something?
Yes, Titanic.
Okay.
That's not from Titanic.
Well, no, it's the director's cut.
Oh, the director's cut.
Yeah, it was Cameron set that in. I think Billy Zane he was talking about the iceberg, but it didn't really fit, so they just let it go.
Billy Zane, who went from a great head of hair to sort of what I'm sporting now. Yeah, but he can pull it off. He waxed it. Billy Zane.
What do you mean? He got like a little
he
floor
waxed
buffer?
his hair. Yeah, he literally he took the buffer
circular
out.
things.
Well, he was like Cooney in the morning. He's probably like getting out the lotion and making sure that thing is all waxed. I don't get it.
Cooney watched the scene from Sandlot with Wendy Peppercorn, and he started writing down like lotioning tips. Like we all watched it and we're like, damn, what up, Wendy? And the Cooney's like, oh, okay, so she goes, top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Oh, that's how she does it. Okay. Like he was actively looking for tips because if you're not aware, every morning this guy comes in with a giant bottle of lotion, lotions up, and yes, folks, it is uncomfortable for everyone in the room.
It is a little strange.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm glad I'm out in the back hallway.
Like, for example, if Cooney, if it were revealed that Cooney was a serial killer, that would be the one thing of like, we probably should have seen it coming, the lotioning thing.
Well, the thing is, though, Glenn and Rock and Tim, they'd all have to be on the 2020. That'd be like a 4-hour 2020. Because all the people that know Cooney, they would have to be on going, we can't believe Bob was a serial killer. Of all the people. Who'd be the most unlikely?
To be a serial killer?
Bob, me, Pat, Connor, Haley.
Oh, Haley, yeah. Serial? She would get caught after one.
Why would she get caught? She would Instagram the
She would be Instagram.
her
She'd
kill.
Be filtering. I mean,
She'd
there's
Instagram
no way
the kill.
she's not leaving tons
a trail
of
of digital and digital evidence.
And she wouldn't be able to follow the maps to get home. She'd get lost on her way home from the crime
It's a really
scene.
good point.
She'd be in Allentown.
That's my thing. Haley
Excuse me, officer. Can you help me get home from this murder?
Haley could kill somebody, but
in order to be a serial, it's more than one. She's getting caught within a couple minutes.
And here's the thing is, Haley gets caught for the serial killing. And they say to Haley, all you have to do is lead us to the bodies and we'll take the death penalty off the table. Haley couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. She'd
be meaning to go to Westchester, and she'd end up leading you to Lehigh Valley.
She said, I know it was right near the center of Westchester, and it was actually Allentown.
Took the wrong exit. Happens to the best of us.
I think the least likely would be me, because my time is the most accounted for.
You're really selling it.
I think
never going to look into it.
You see, that's what the serial killer would do.
John.
That would be the least. Well, I would have to commit mine. My time's always accounted for. So
that's what a lot of serial killers.
Yeah, you know whose time isn't always accounted for? Normal people. I don't know where I was at that time. I don't know what I was doing.
Really, you don't?
No. Maybe I was sleeping. Maybe I was a target.
Do you have Pat? Do you have a tracker that tracks where you are?
No.
You don't really?
No.
You will. No, you will when the kids. You will when the kids are older. You'll get Life 3. You will absolutely get Life 360.
Absolutely not.
You won't?
They can live their life. Go forth. Let your light shine. Get out there.
We'll revisit. We'll revisit as they take the. Hey, Dad, can I have the car?
They already have the chip in them because they got the vaccine.
Oh, so they got the vaccine. They're already being traced by the aliens.
Well,
they get Wi-Fi with it too.
Exactly. Yeah, I pick up with the chip in my my body now. I'm able to pick up the radio station wherever I go. So now I have a radio on my phone, my car, my computer, and the chip in my body from the vaccine. Shout out to the government, Big Brother.
Yeah, which one did you get? So I know which is the Wi-Fi.
Moderna.
You're a Moderna.
You know what they say? If you got a vaccine, you got a radio.
For everyone that might think I was serious, that was heavy sarcasm.
Yes,
heavy sarcasm.
Yes.
Because somebody out there is like, this guy's serious.
No, I've heard that. Oh, I agree, Pat.
Yeah. Or there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I read that. Hey, try Wendy's new Frosty Cream Cold Brew in vanilla, caramel, or chocolate today. Taste for yourself how the perfect dessert also makes the perfect cold brew. Thank you, Wendy's. We appreciate you being part of every single Thursday show. So, Connor, you got in an argument with your friend the other day regarding an Eagles issue that I thought would be interesting to see where Pat and I lie on it.
In what world? Here's Connor Thomas.
Go ahead.
So
make it really official.
I had a little bit of a debate, and I want to get into this with you guys because
You said argument.
Well, debate is an argument.
Okay.
It's all about how you frame it, John.
Okay.
This will help with your future serial killer case.
It's very good.
But yes, there's two guys that I see as very comparable here on the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're very different players in the way they play the same position. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are both really, really good players. And they're both kind of in different spots in their career, but I think we assume A.J. Brown's older than he is just
He's
because.
He's not, though, right? He's 25?
25, and Devontae's what, 22?
22.
Either way, I think we all hope that they're both going to be here for a long time.
Yes. Did you hear Schefter the other day, by the way? Until I re-listened to the Schefter interview, it's just something to just slip in here. He clearly makes it sound like I think that Devontae's the one that they're going to lock down.
Yeah.
He made it sound very distinct.
After he thought about it, it was like the first name.
They want Devontae, and he said they want Devontae here for a long time.
Did you see that video of him doing the ladders, the footwork drill? It's all over the place.
It's unbelievable.
He's moving it fast forward.
That's what Chad Johnson always said regarding why he was so good. He's like, it's not speed, it's my feet. It's like my footwork. My footwork
he dances
is
elite.
And he worked with last year. He worked with a lot of the Eagles wide receivers, including Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith already had elite footwork as is, but working with a guy like Chad Johnson doesn't really hurt.
Yeah, that doesn't suck.
Got the Ocho Cinco shuffle.
Yeah.
But anyway, bottom line is we hope these guys are going to be here for a long time. If you guys had to pick right now, when everything's all said and done, which one of those two wide receivers ends up having the better career as a Philadelphia Eagle?
Devontae.
You have no questions about that.
No, I don't.
I go A.J. Brown.
I'm glad you did because
guess what? It doesn't in any way do I think the other one is not going to.
Right.
But I think it'll be Devontae Smith because I think Devontae Smith will
like
be
you hate A.J. Brown.
I think Devontae Smith will be the long-term play here.
Okay, so talk me through a little bit more why. You see he's got a longer time with the team?
I think he does a great job of avoiding major collisions, which I think you're going to see more of with A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown is more likely to be involved in car crashes than Devontae Smith.
But
I love guys who dance the sidelines.
Devontae Smith is also 120 pounds soaking wet.
I understand. But the way he plays and the way he places himself, I think Devontae Smith places himself in far less harm. That's part of who he is as a wide receiver. A.J. Brown's a freaking beast. He's awesome. And I love the way he plays. But I just see A.J. Brown being the guy that's going to take more nasty collisions. He loves going across the middle. A.J. Brown, he loves living there. That's where a lot of his yards after the catch come on those intermediate routes, and then he'll get 15, 10 more. So I think he puts himself more in harm's way. And that's the only reason that I answer the question that way. Plus, I believe he has extra years on the odometer, Devontae Smith. That's the biggest thing. I think he has 3 extra years on the odometer to be able to add, and I think the Eagles will lock him down. So his Eagles career will end up being historic.
Okay, Pat, you have a dissenting opinion. Why do you think A.J. Brown?
It's the exact same reason that John just said, but switch the concern to Devontae Smith. I think after it's all said and done, you'll kind of see some nagging injuries that might creep up just because he's the Slim Reaper.
Yes.
And A.J. Brown is built. I mean, that dude's chiseled out of granite.
Is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's like tungsten running a 4.3. So I think he's more built for the contact, and they're just it probably happens once a game where Devontae Smith will get hit, and you're just like, damn, that looked painful.
Right. The Eagles have the 2 guys in the NFL that when they get tackled look most like a rag doll. It's Devontae and it's Britton Covey.
Britton Covey. I was going to say the same thing.
That's a great one with Covey.
Every single time those guys get hit, they're like flying around like, I don't know, one of those stick figures in like a video game or something.
Yeah, Covey sometimes does the windmills.
Exactly.
I was talking to somebody regarding, they brought up needing a punt returner or a kick returner because they weren't a fan of Covey. And I was like, man, you're only not a fan of Covey because every time he gets hit, he looks like he's getting murdered.
Yeah. I admire the hell out of him.
When you actually like look at what he did, he did the job pretty admirably. Like, he wasn't bad at it. He just does not look the part when he gets hit.
I just want more north and south.
Yeah, look, it would be nice.
That comes with time.
Absolutely.
That comes with time.
But he wasn't on my list. But regarding the 2 Eagles wide receivers, it just I do worry that he's surviving the hits now in Devontae Smith. What'll happen in 5 years, 6 years? Will those injuries, the bangs and bruises
start to mount up?
Yeah, a little bit, and all of a sudden, I don't want to use Deshaun Jackson as an example because Deshaun's injuries were so soft tissue muscle. I mean, it was like, the guy would wake up and breathe and he'd be out with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
I don't see Devontae Smith having that, but I do worry about just him getting crunched, whereas, A.J. Brown's a specimen.
I think that I can count on Devontae Smith to have a more professional approach to his career.
That's an interesting thought.
No, not than A.J. Brown, than Deshaun Jackson.
Oh.
I think he's more of a master of his craft. I think he's part of that Alabama.
Yeah,
grind it out. He's got Jalen Hurts DNA.
Yeah,
the two of them share that Alabama DNA.
I don't think Deshaun Jackson was a negative in that, but I think Devontae Smith is better at it than him. Now, here's why I lean towards where John is with the Devontae Smith thing, because I can personally see, and I want to know where you guys stand on this. If you had to ask me who's going to be here longer, I have no question. I think it's Devontae Smith.
I'm not so sure that A.J. Brown won't be a one-time contract.
To the other side,
he's got he's got 3 years left, right?
But all we've heard from him is how much he loves playing with Jalen Hurts. And we know Hurts isn't going anywhere.
No, Hurts isn't going anywhere. But at one point, you start to say to yourself, it depends. If they do Devontae early, if Devontae takes a contract early, which I think that they will do,
yes,
after hearing the way Schefter answered that, then my thoughts that they can get A.J. Brown back are much better.
Okay.
If Devontae decides to play this thing out and really get the maximum payday that he can get, I think A.J. Brown will not be here, and they will get Devontae locked down.
I don't disagree with that at all. Pat, do you see A.J. as potentially being like a long-term wide receiver?
I do, because of Jalen Hurts and the connection there. The Eagles
that is strong.
The Eagles have done such a great job of building a culture here of players that want to come here, want to have success here, and want to play with each other. And I don't think there's a situation where you're not going to see Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown ever splinter like Donovan and T.O. did. They've been close for a while. They were really excited to link up. And I think that their bond is really strong. And the more success they have on the field, the farther it's going to go. Every wide receiver is a diva. And, of course, you want to get paid like that. But I just don't worry about contracts with Howie.
No,
in the past, with Joe Banner, you would, because Joe Banner was the ever GM. Like, he was fine. But you would worry about the holdouts, the contract disputes, and all that. Howie does a really good job of recognizing, okay, this guy deserves a bump up. Let's keep everybody happy, kumbaya. And then it goes back to Jeffrey Lurie's willing to cut the check for the signing bonus that ultimately allows him to have cap flexibility. So I think he will be here quite a while, quite a long time, yeah.
Well, this is good news. This whole conversation is good news because
it's good news anyway. It falls.
We're having fun here, gentlemen.
It's a fair debate, and with the Eagles and the wide receiver situation that we've seen in Pat and I's lifetime, and probably yours too, John, they don't really ever have like the top level wideouts for a long time. Now they have two of these guys that could be not career Eagles, but 7-8 years with this team.
Well, the weird thing is that I will love to pull out sometimes and go, okay, you guys have been spoiled. I'll say it to you. I'll say it to Pat. I'll say it to Chunas. You guys have been damn spoiled.
We have
as Eagles fans. But the thing is, you haven't been spoiled with wide receivers.
No.
You've had the same level of black.
Unless you like Kevin Curtis and Jeremy Maclin. I did
like Kevin Curtis.
Yeah.
By the way, was he 80? He was 80, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Kevin Curtis. I heard yesterday on Cousin Chunas.
They brought up Kevin Curtis too?
Yeah, yes.
He's getting a lot of play these days.
Because I guess that Chunas' dad would talk to Santa Claus and would make sure that he got like a new jersey or something like that he could wear. And he got I guess whoever was the hot player that year, Chunas' dad got that player. Even if you knew he had no, there was no sustainability to it.
So you're telling me Chunas has a Travis Fulgham jersey somewhere?
He has he has a Kevin Curtis, really good one.
Now, here's the question. Is it the Kevin Curtis blue and yellow Frankfurt Yellow Jackets
No, he did not get that.
Because he went off for 200 plus that day. That was his career game.
He did not get that one, I do not believe.
I have one of those, but it's Brian Westbrook.
See, now, Brian Westbrook, I've seen you in your Westbrook one.
The blue and yellow.
It's a Brian Westbrook one, too.
The one I see the most are Westbrook and Dawkins.
I don't understand. Yes, on those.
But if you show up with a Kevin Curtis one, I'm tipping my cap.
You're a real one.
See, you're into that. You like that.
I love it, yeah.
To me, he says, I don't wear it much. And I'm like, if you get the Kevin Curtis, Egan, I was thinking as I'm hearing the conversation,
Egan's more likely to wear it. Chunas is less likely to wear it. Chunas wears his. I've seen his Randall.
Yeah.
And his Randall looks like
I have too.
His Randall looks like my daughter's blankie back in the day. Like you can tell it's been loved because it is so worn.
It's been worn a lot.
It's been worn a lot. You know, your kid has a blanket that they love, or your kid has something they love, and it's all ragged and everything, but they won't give it up. They love it. And it's that when I see Chunas with the Randall jersey, you can tell it's loved.
With jerseys, I'm a little more stringent about what I wear. I do have some bad jerseys. Like I talked about, I had a Kiko Alonso jersey. I rarely bust that one out.
I get rid of all these jerseys that I bought.
But jerseys, I don't care if I have Don Brown, I'll wear that. I have Freddie Galvis, I'll wear that one. I have Ben Revere.
Or you mean Freddie Galvis, as they like to now say?
They would change it every year.
Yes.
But I have a lot of bad ones from like the 2012 to 2019 era, where I would like a player and I get it. I don't care about wearing that.
Yeah, because they're $15. A bad jersey says you made like a sizable financial commitment to
unless you're going to Haley's sweatshop over in Beijing. Where you can get all the crappy ones you want.
But the jersey is just like, hey,
jersey's like,
it's funny. It's $10.
It's a shirt. And then
jersey's different.
You see it walking around and you're like, oh, crap, I totally forgot that player even
You
existed.
respect it more, though.
I do.
I had a William Thomas. I think I had Jeremiah Trotter. I had a Randall Cunningham, which I think every guy my age had a Randall Cunningham. At some point in their lives, had a Randall Cunningham.
Jamie has one of those.
But I wish I'd saved them all. But
I do have a lot of them.
See, I got rid of almost all of them. He's got one that Coop's going to be able to wear. Like a little one.
That's cool.
That Coop's going to be able to wear.
I have the only Eagles jersey that I don't think I have anymore that I bought was James Thrash. I don't know what happened to
84?
No, 81. No, 80.
He was also 80?
Yeah, he was 80. Yeah,
he was also 80.
That was the first one. Like I bought that with my first paycheck.
Yeah, you said you went over to the Chamonix Mall.
Slapped down $80. Pumped to get it. Thought I was the man.
And then he went to where? Washington?
Yes.
Washington, yeah. Got
that's
traded
good
for like a 5th round pick.
Football Immaculate Grid. If you need that one, you're welcome.
You know what's really weird though is
he came from Washington.
He came from Washington, then went back there, right?
Yep. And now he's the. I want to say he's like a very, very high up in the Players Association.
You know what? That sounds right to me.
Or like the rules, the disciplinary rules.
Oh no.
Yeah, like he's.
Whoa.
Him and Troy Vincent.
I think Troy Vincent's with the players, and maybe.
Troy Vincent's Players Association is.
I think Thrash is the guy that hands down like the disciplinary reviews of like reviewing the tape and stuff. I think he's basically what Brendan Shanahan used to do for the NHL, like the player safety stuff. I'll look it up.
I know Rich McKay, who's the head of that committee, so I ask him if he's got Thrash working for him.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I mean, if James Thrash turned his career into a lifelong NFL career.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's pretty awesome.
It's good work by him.
It's not a bad living.
It's not playing.
I'm gonna rock a Bing search right now and find out exactly what his title is.
There's a lot of job security having those NFL jobs. It works.
I think getting in that fraternity absolutely helps.
Yeah, I think it's certainly.
You make a couple friends here and there. Those friends end up in high places. Oh, look at that! I just found myself in a high place. This is fun.
But listening to Anthony talk about it yesterday, I think that. It's definitely clear. Jerseys became more big right around Jamie's group and then your group. Like there's the different the 50s guys. We didn't have 7 jerseys.
See, I always just thought it was because you guys were old and threw them out and were curmudgeon-y and
No, but we didn't have 7 jerseys. We never at the time.
Yeah.
No, we didn't at the time have 7 jerseys.
I guess I never really put that together.
Like it wasn't a big thing. Like I remember Eagles games when people didn't wear jerseys.
They wear like coats.
People wore coats. People wore their Eagles coats. The Eagles starter jacket, which if they do not bring back the Buddy Ryan era starter jacket, they would sell.
Oh, Mitchell and Ness would sell out of those.
Oh, Mitchell and Ness, they'd need another store.
It's fashion is so circular that my generation, I'm 34, that was the thing, was you had team starter jackets when you were in grade school. And now those 34-year-olds definitely want them back.
And they would want their kids to wear them to school.
Absolutely.
Right. And it'd be a big thing.
Give you an update. James Thrash he's been the appeals officer by the NFL since
so you appealed to
2015.
him.
So you appeal to him, and he's the arbitrator. He figures out if you win your appeal or not. But
who would be the worst person of me, you, Bob, Connor,
me,
to appeal to?
Yeah, me. Absolutely.
See, I think it'd be me.
Yeah, I'd probably go John.
And what is your reason? Because I want to know if you have the same reason that I picked myself.
To appeal to?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're very set in your ways, and you also are very literal with things. They say one thing the wrong way, and you're stuck on it forever. But no, you said you were very innocent. You're only kind of innocent.
Yeah, I would go Law and Order. Like I'd be Law and Order.
Exactly. You watch too many procedural TV shows.
I wouldn't be good. I wouldn't be good at that one. That wouldn't be good.
Pat would be tough too. Well, it depends what time of day you get Pat. If you get Pat post 10 a.m., you're good. If you got to see him at 7:30,
if he gets a 7:30,
you might be going to jail.
Hearing with Pat Egan, you're screwed.
Depends what I was doing the night before. I'm also very, very spiteful.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be spiteful.
If you come in with like, the wrong team's colors,
you wouldn't like it, right?
You come in with like the blue and orange,
you'd be in trouble.
I'm not assuming you're a Blippy fan.
You're thinking you're a Met fan.
You're cheering for the Mets. That appeal ain't going your way.
You don't wear blue and orange as a color scheme ever.
No, my Jack, when he was, and this is like absurd, but Jack, when he was 1, got some random shirt it was like a Nike shirt, but it was blue and orange, and I said, absolutely not.
He's not wearing that.
We're not doing that.
No, he's not wearing that.
No, and he does like Blippy quite a bit, as most kids do nowadays, and Blippy's whole thing is blue and orange.
Ooh.
And I'm like, you can have Blippy stuff, but like you're not wearing a Blippy shirt with blue and orange in it.
Yesterday,
we're not giving off. I don't want any
vibes,
any thought from anyone that I'm dressing my kid in Met stuff.
Help keep the region's air clean. Skip driving and instead bike, walk, or take transit when you can this summer. Go to airqualitypartnership.org. That's airqualitypartnership.org. So Liv got her Hertz Kelly Green yesterday.
She liked it? She was excited?
No, she loved it.
That's awesome.
She said it's her favorite jersey she's ever.
So she gonna Venmo you or what?
Oh no, she's
she gonna cash.
And that's what it's so funny is that's what the missus of the house said.
I say this as if like my mom and dad have not bought me jerseys well after college.
She goes, boy, she has got my wife goes, boy, she has got you wrapped. And I'm like, she's a great kid.
Yeah, she's learned it.
She hasn't given me any reason I've never had to use money to bail her out of jail.
Well,
I've never had to worry about it. Yeah, there is still time.
Going.
She's going away for the weekend, so there is
still time. All right.
There absolutely is.
Let's not just,
And the stuff she knows, and the stuff she knows after 1 year of college too, it is very interesting. Like when your daughter comes home from college about like, maybe it's mixology. Or something like that. You go, I said, where'd you learn that?
YouTube.
Yeah, she took an elective.
See, Pat's evil. Because she has that answer. She goes, "Oh, Dad, there's YouTube videos where people are doing that."
Yeah, you just got.
That's how she knows it. I'm like, "Oh, really?" I said, "That didn't happen from you doing it." Oh, no.
Do you want a good drink, or do you want to sit there and give her a grilling like we're
she has
like we're on the stand and you've got Tom Hanks or not Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. You can't handle the truth. Yeah. You know what she wants for Santa Claus? She's asking for. The little sleeves for the Trulies that make it look like Red Bull?
Yeah, that's perfect. What's wrong with that?
Well, why would someone your age even know what they are?
I think those sleeves have been around for a while.
Oh, I know they've been around for beer. They were always around for soda cans and beer cans.
But
I didn't realize they now make them for the seltzers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Make them for everything, John.
Yeah. That's not a far reach. When we play softball, there's a park that we can't drink in because it's too close to something or other, some stupid law. So we have koozies that make it look like it's a can of Coke.
Now, are they koozies or are they these like skins for the?
They're like the skins.
That's excellent. That's brilliant.
Yeah, of course.
It's absolutely brilliant.
God bless the people who come up with these great ideas.
But like, she wants that.
Yes.
And you're going, oh, why would you want that?
No.
Do you want to bail her out of jail for
a Truly or a High Noon?
For public drinking?
No.
How else am I supposed to drink at my nephew's baptism?
Absolutely.
By the way, High Noon is Truly is it. Dad, you need to update your references. She says the other day, he goes, it's High Noon now.
It'll be something else to live in.
Oh, I guarantee. High Noon is though the choice.
When I was in college, it was Four Loko. That was the big one.
Four Loko?
But it was the original. It was the original Four Loko that would have you passed out on 76 with no pants, one shoe, and just a good time.
I've been there.
Yeah, and no memory of the good time that you had.
I liked the process. I didn't like the result. Much like the Sixers.
It was. I mean, the hangover. I'm pretty sure all those guys drank Four Locos.
You like much like the process.
It was what a time to be alive.
That's amazing. Said
you weren't a Four Loko guy, huh?
Not at all.
They weren't a thing in Atlanta.
No, they were not.
Oh, they
no,
were huge up here, man.
They weren't.
You were in college.
Oh, I can imagine. No, I mean, I knew of them, but I did not.
You would just look at the can and you'd be blitzed.
It's that bad, eh?
Oh, it was.
Wow.
I mean, it was enough alcohol to knock out a horse.
You know what I would tell you is that, and Christina would back this up. Alcohol doesn't have the effect on me it has on and I think I always blamed it on my first doing chemo and doing radiation 25 years ago. She's like, he's Spider-Man. Alcohol doesn't have the same effect on me it has on other people. But I don't over drink. The only time I would ever consider myself over drinking would be in Vegas, where I know I do not have to drive anywhere.
I've seen you out drinking, and it's really easy not to get drunk when you're hammering O'Douls.
The O'Douls are great though, and by the way,
when you're pounding
they got an extra kick to them right now.
Do they?
I don't know what they're doing to that stuff, but the alcohol level.
See, that's the thing.
The alcohol level must be going through the roof.
I guess what I'm here to do is burst your bubble. You're not built different. You're just not drinking.
I would tell you, Pat,
the way that Connor would drink.
If in the Kincade family tree, if anybody pulled out the O'Douls, there might be a conversation.
Yeah,
you might have to be taken outside by Big Dan at the family event, told you're not seen with this in public.
When I was in college, I was working at the Super Fresh.
Okay.
In Havertown.
They have a back parking lot.
I'm well aware. I worked in it a lot. And
they must have just built that a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a lot of college kids and high school kids that worked at the Super Fresh, and one kid was going to a party that night. He was a high school kid, wasn't able to drink. And he comes through my line with O'Douls. And I said to him, you really think this is a good idea, going to the party with O'Douls? And he was convinced. Oh, yeah. Like, dude. You show up with this, it's not going to go over well. You're going to be the butt of every joke.
So you talked him out of it?
I tried to. He still bought it.
And?
I don't know how the party went, but I'm assuming just because of the way that I would have been in high school, and even though I didn't drink, if you show up to a party with O'Douls, it's like showing up to smoke under the bleachers with candy cigarettes.
Well, it's like the...
all right, they're delicious, but it's...
Well, it was wine...
not what's going on.
It was
here.
wine cooler.
Exactly.
The thing is now, though, like the guys in the seltzers, like back in the day, the girls liked the
Bartles and James. Thank you for your support.
The guys weren't drinking them.
Well, that's because the guys didn't have a refined palate.
To be able to drink them.
I mean, they wanted to be sitting there, in their Levi jeans, drinking Budweiser.
Yeah.
Talking about America.
Crush a beer, watch Michael Lorenzen shut down the Marlins.
Uh-huh.
That's
Listen
today.
to Garth Brooks' album.
Will you watch more of the day game than you would if it was a night game?
No.
I will watch more today.
I watch all, but
see now I start thinking. One of my neighbors last night. By the way, I met one of my new neighbors, and she said, "Why aren't you?"
I don't play hockey with them.
She said, "Why? No, you do not." Okay. She said, "Why are you not home watching the Phillies?" I said, "It's on the." Christina's like, "It's on the DVR." Believe me.
I played with two of your neighbors yesterday.
You did? Were they good?
Pause.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
They were like, "Why are you not watching the Phillies right now?" I said, "Put it on the DVR and then fast forward through."
I
skipped the commercials.
I had back-to-back games yesterday, so
oh my gosh.
I went from Westchester to Oaks. Oof. And when I got there, I set up the game on my phone on the bench. So in between shifts, I'm watching the team just suck.
So your coach doesn't care?
I'm the coach. We don't have a coach. Are you kidding me? I'm watching the team go up and be like, yeah, all right, here we go. We're going to pull this out. They got me back.
And then
I'd go out for a shift, and I'd come back, and it's like, okay, we're tied
again.
This is fun. Yeah, it wasn't an enjoyable experience.
You know what is
I had a few curse words to say.
You know what enjoyable experience is? Cuz Radio. Yeah, it's coming your way next. What a transition. Support life-saving cancer research. We have First Friday tomorrow, which is brought to you by David Auto Group. And David Auto Group loves to support the American Association for Cancer Research. You can do it at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR. Do it today, please, because cancer research saves lives. We are going to have a great First Friday broadcast tomorrow morning. Looking forward to it. Jeff McClain joins us. Fran Dunphy, Taryn Hatcher. We will get Jen Scordo to come and spend time with us in the morning. It's in her contract.